looking down from the heights that we have built all by ourselves. And there is fear of the unknown, but we cannot lose control when we feel like the world is against us. We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. 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 Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is
Hello and welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. My name is TJ and it's time for the Legacy Super Duper Smackdown Showdown. Show of a lifetime. Should be great. The players are getting ready. The rounds are beginning. I believe we've got 4 rounds out. Lots of fun to be had and it should be a good time. A knock on the door means news for me. It's mail time and tell me what you got, Coleman.
Well, it is round 1. I'm seeing if there are any requests before I go and search.
Magic.
I think I can oblige that.
Miracles.
Don't think we're going to see any miracles.
Top decks.
No top, but there will be decks.
Accepted. That's the
Okay.
request. Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ, and it is going to be a fun time. Huh.
It's going to be me and him. I'm going to be on the wall. I'm not going to look at the list.
What do you,
I'm going to be playing some green cards.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. What's up, Nathaniel? What? You got a foil Rodus? Okay, that's pretty good. I know, this paper is actually green. What? Hey, Coleman. Someone just put in with their sub, somebody once told me the world was going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Isn't
You
that...
know, he's not looking that dumb.
That's his song.
That is, in fact, my song. Don't try to, yeah. Don't try it.
For anybody who's wondering, that is Coleman's go-to karaoke song. Always a classic. Let's see here. So, for round 1, we have got a little bit of an unusual matchup here. But, let's see what we can see. We are going to be seeing the GBBB Beats up again. By the way, Nasanjuman, thank you so very much. The question is, has TJ forgotten you? No, I just pronounced your name right. And I remember that I had to learn how to pronounce your name right. So, what a shame. You're not wrong. Alright, so we have got all kinds of sweetness that's going to be happening on the battlefield. I will tell you about it once we get down there. But we got a little bit of time, a little bit of money, all kinds of fun. We'll see you there. Okay, hello everybody. Now we do have Beats, which is running. Actually, it's not even running Phyrexian Obliterator anymore. Now that's disappointing. We're instead running Tombstalker. But this is basically a green-black value deck. I can read it out, and it's gonna have quite a lot. It's got Green Sun Zenith, which apparently only gets Thoughtseizes and Thrun. But it does run 4 Duress, 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Hymn to Turok. It also gets a Tarmogoyf. So we've got 4 Duress, 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Deathrite Shaman, 2 Fatal Push, 1 Dismember, and a Gitaxian Probe. Plus you've got a Sylvan Library, 4 Hymn to Turok, 4 Tarmogoyf, 4 Abrupt Decay, 1 Maelstrom Pulse, and then a Mana Base. This is just a green-black deck all the way through up against Coleman on Elves. You had the most forgetful day. Yesterday you lost your glasses. You don't know if you walked with them or lost them in your room. Have you tried calling them? That usually helps me whenever I've lost something. You got Gideon, a Hazaret, Liliana, the White God, and an Asfertle in your box today. That's a good box. Alright, so, a Wirewood Symbiote in Coleman's hand, off to a good start. I know that he does love that card to be in his opening hand. And from Eric, we are looking at these Duresses, which are probably going to be the first card coming out, but he does have Toxic Deluge in the sideboard, which will be pretty helpful. Bloodstained Mire from Eric, going to fall down to 19, probably going to grab a Bayou and try and go for a Duress turn 1. It's the most painless one. If he's got a Thoughtseize, we might see that one fire off instead. Hello to Doro, Brofredo, Glorious, Visionary, Divine Life, Nasanium, Tedden, and anybody else who is in there. Veggie, I see you are in here. And seriously, Nasanium, thank you so much for the sub. It's a pleasure having you here. You got us to 160 subscribers. Now, some of you may remember, there is a thing in our... There is a thing in this machine now taunting me. It used to tell me that we had 160 subscribers, or however many we had. But now it tells me that I've got 160 out of 175, which makes me feel like I am being challenged by this computer, and I want to win. A Duress coming down, and we have got one target. It's the Green Sun Zenith. We've got one land, Dryad Arbor, which actually is a land. Plus we've got some Wirewood Symbiotes, some Heritage Druids, and looks like we are going to start off with... That seems odd. Okay. Looks like we're going to start off with the Quirion Ranger. Shepherd's Pie. Shepherd's Pie is so good. Eric, yes, he does have 4 snow-covered swamps in the deck. You've been subbed for like 7 months? Oh no, you've been subbed for a long, long time. You've been subbed for a long, long time. I'm just saying that like when it ran out and re-upped, it just ticked us from 159 to 160, so... You are always appreciated. Is there any Death and Taxes? I believe there might be some out there. I think Ian might be on it. Not entirely certain. But we are going to see a Hymn to Turok coming down against what is functionally a combo deck. Then we are going to roll for this. We got rid of the Dryad Arbor and a Heritage Druid. That's not nothing in this hit. Probably the... Ooh... Draws into a Glimpse of Nature. The Wirewood Symbiote probably would have been a pretty good hit as well. Eric's sitting on a Tarmogoyf as well as a Green Sun Zenith right now. And it looks like Coleman just wants to rebuild this hand a little bit. He drew a Gaia's Cradle. I didn't realize he had a Cradle. Cradle's real good. Cradle is real good. Oh my goodness. Your resubs never come up, you don't know why? I don't know why either, I'm sorry. What's up, proponent? It's good to see you. And to, Vens. Okay. I think you were thinking of Heritage Druid. He was using the Quirion Dryad, which if I can spell it, I will show you. Nope, not Quirion Dryad. Sorry, Quirion Ranger? Yeah, I think. No, not Quirion Ranger. Birchthrower, that's it, Birchthrower Ranger. That was the Birchlore Rangers that were tapping. Thank you. That is tap 2 untapped elves you control to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So, Tarmogoyf coming on down. We are down to 12 on Eric's side of the field after taking a bit of damage off of this mana base, as well as just getting some good old-fashioned 1-1 beats from Coleman from, you know, doing his thing. So we've got a 3-4 Tarmogoyf. Coleman's going to be untapping, has the Dryad, or has the Pendelhaven, has the Gaia's Cradle. Nas Norman, we have seen Coleman do it through a Chalice on 1, actually. We're going to tap 3 here. We're going to keep that alive. We're going to add this, which is going to get us to 7 mana. And we are going to Green Sun Zenith for another 2. I think this is a Green Sun for 8. I believe this is a Green Sun for 8. We're going to get a Craterhoof down on the battlefield, and that is going to give them each +5/+5 and trample, which means that there will be, at minimum... Yep. Well, that went well. Mediocre beatdown deck commence. It went well for Coleman. Getting out of Craterhoof ain't bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. For 27, yep. Yep. +5 to the full team. Or yeah, +5. +5 to the team. That ain't bad. So, Eric, probably bringing in Toxic Deluge. Probably bringing in Fatal Push. Probably bringing in Grafdigger's Cage is actually surprisingly good against this deck. It takes down Natural Order as well as Green Sun Zenith. So he's got 4 Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard. And those might be coming in just because they actually keep Coleman on the mediocre beatdown game plan. Which is pretty good. Plus, you've got this Toxic Deluge, which will be able to sweep the field pretty nicely. You've got Inquisition of Kozilek, which is probably going to... Well, I guess the Duress are the first things that you end up replacing. So, you probably take out the Duress. You probably take out the Gitaxian Probe because the deck is so redundant. You probably take out the Maelstrom Pulse because it's slow. I don't know. There's a lot of redundancy. I might take it out. Maybe I take out the Green Sun Zeniths because they're slow and I don't really need the bombs in this deck. And I think I'm bringing in Toxic Deluge, 4 Grafdigger's Cage, maybe a Fatal Push from Coleman's side of the battlefield. Looks to be just making a couple of swap outs to try and line up for Game 2 where he will be on the draw. Alright, let's see what you've got. What? Why are you putting Kappa there? Kappa doesn't make it sound good, but you'll likely be buying from GeekFortressGames.com, where you can go and find any of the singles or supplies that you may need, or at least hopefully most of them, and you can check it out, help support this store, which supports us doing this stream, which, while you're at it, you might as well just go ahead and hit that follow button, maybe subscribe to the channel, and if you're feeling extra generous, check out those cheers at the bottom that look like an upside down cone, maybe a traffic cone, maybe a dunce hat, which I can put upon my head. I'm missing my hat. I'm supposed to be wearing a hat. Oh my goodness. I have a hat to wear today and I should have worn it and I meant to wear it and I'm not wearing it. Everybody, between rounds, should I go get a hat? Should I go get a hat that I'm supposed to be wearing for tonight? Let me know. Or should I just wait until tomorrow? I can wait until tomorrow. I can wait. It can wait until tomorrow. Let me know. Oh, it's a good one, though. It's a doozy of a hat. So, we've got the Quirion Ranger. But yeah, you can, of course, do those cheers. We do love those. They're kind of fun. They show up in little bits. We don't really have the cup, but that's okay. With the affiliate program coming out, they seem to be pushing towards those cheers. I've been trying to use them more myself to try and just help encourage their use because they aren't used much across the Magic channels in general. It's not a taco hat, no. Alright, so we're down to 19 across the field. Eric, going for the second land, has a Fatal Push first on that Quirion Ranger. And Eric going to be lining up his turn 2. Something like a Hymn to Turok would be pretty neat right now, but instead we see a Deathrite Shaman come on down. No second card from Eric. Looks to be a Fatal Push. Oh no, that's a Dismember in hand. And we're just going to play out some Llanowar, well, functional Llanowar Elves, and we're going to tap this Graia's Cradle for 1. Cast a Green Sun to go and find a Dryad Arbor. Now, Eric doesn't really get to respond to that one. Is it worth it to hit the Elf, or is it worth it to hit the Dryad Arbor? One of them taps, well, they both tap for 2. One of them's a 1-1, the other one's a 1-1. CMC is slightly different. It's a little bit of a tricky spot overall. Looks like we are going to find that Dryad Arbor, and we're going to kick the turn back. Eric maybe deciding whether or not he wants to go for anything just yet. The Dismember could take out the Elves, and I think that that's likely the take. That way it can't be used for something like a Heritage Druid. What's up, Eggy? How you doing? Am I flying solo today? Yes, I am. I'm riding solo. And we are going to take down the Elf. I like this because it hits some of the Elf synergies, which are so rampant without a deck that goes by the name Elves. Eric does fall to 15 in the process, but Life Total hasn't been a huge problem because when Eric is going, he's going to go big. 3 mana for Coleman. One of those Gaia's Cradle, however, which means that it's actually he's sitting on quite a bit more potentially. Coleman's playing. Points to Coleman playing. Huh. You could award Coleman points with cheers, or you could award Eric points with cheers. Fun facts. Fun facts. We've got an Abrupt Decay out, and that's not going to be able to hit it because it specifies non-land. We could end up going for a land, and then potentially, I mean, you've got a Maelstrom Pulse available, but not that one actually doesn't hit it either. Could just try and gain a little bit of mana here. Punish for not taking the land? I suppose so. I suppose that is the case. And we are going to see this for 1. Are we just going for another Deathrite Shaman? Okay, just had to pay the 1 extra. So we are just going to go for a Tarmogoyf, but I thought Eric had one in hand already. So using the Green Sun for this strikes me as a little bit odd, but it is what it is. Maybe just trying to keep that in hand and maybe try and line it up to where next turn Eric can have maybe 4 mana and do an Abrupt Decay as well as another Tarmogoyf and not have to use it then. I don't know. A little perplexed by that. But Coleman has got functionally a free turn right now. Could tap both of these to go for the Elvish Visionary, and that is going to be the play. Then we'll have 2 mana, and we are going to play another Cradle. We're probably going to drop the... Never mind. We've got 4 mana, Natural Order, and this is either a Progenitus, potentially. Yep. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Okay. So Coleman drops Progenitus on the battlefield, the 10/10 with protection from everything. And when it says everything, it means everything. Wow, double Gaia's Cradle just to go for the nice, cool, easy Natural Order. No combo needed, no extra bread and butter. Don't need the garlic sauce to go along with my garlic bread. I don't need a spoon to go with my fork for this pasta. This is just straight up what I need. I'll take a spork, put it on my plate, and go straight to town on this chimichanga. Eric, on the other hand, seems to be struggling. How did he get that out? With a beautiful card by the name of Natural Order. 4 mana. As an additional cost to cast it, sacrifice a green creature to search your library for a green creature and put it on the battlefield. Deluge for 10. That's pretty much your out. Deluge for 10 is the out. Otherwise, you're pretty much donezo. Could end up falling down to 5, and then you Toxic Deluge for 10. Yeah, this is a rough spot to be in, and I don't think that there's any outs other than the one of Toxic Deluge at this point. No, everything else targets. What's up, Chaos? How's it going? Not only was there a 10/10, but there's a 10/10 with protection from everything. But it doesn't protect you against flyers. Fun fact, Progenitus doesn't have reach. Should it? Maybe. I mean, it looks like it would have reach, but that's just me. We're gonna fall down to 14, and we are hoping against hope right now for something, and I don't know what that something is going to be. Coleman at 19 means that he has got a pretty safe life total right now. I don't know. Rutro, it's good to see you. Hello, hello. Thanks for tossing in some of those sweet lightning bolts. I do love me some bolts. I do love just all the sweet things that are in the world. Another Tarmogoyf joining the battlefield. Off of that bayou, we've got 2 mana still up. Potentially that Abrupt Decay could have taken down the Elvish Visionary before Coleman got to untap to restrict that mana slightly, but I don't think it's going to end up affecting him as he drops in another Elvish Visionary, draws for the turn, finds his land drop, has the Greater Hoof in hand. Not going to be super relevant yet. And we're going to play down the, nice. I like this. The Wirewood Symbiote, able to bounce back those creatures, especially relevant with something like Elvish Visionary. So how many heads does Progenitus have? Let's find out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe there are 5 heads on this particular Progenitus. We're gonna use this to try and, I think, are we draining life? Oh, we're gaining life. Nope, we're draining life. Okay. I like the boldness of that move. I like the boldness. That's 5. It kind of curls up, and then it comes back in frame like right here. So it's like a it's not the tail actually, it's the head. It goes this way, and then it curves back around that way. But Coleman takes the win. Oh, that's a good point. Each head can be like one of the shards. So, Coleman takes the win with the Progenitus. Eric doesn't have the tools to do it, but the protection would have saved it. Can't target it. Yep, it is a rough spot to be in, and I think Eric is mentioning that he should have hit the Arbor so that he could Abrupt Decay the creature. But that is okay. Coleman takes this one in 2. Let's head on up to the booth and see what we can see, because there is more to be seen. Man, I use that word way too much. So, it's time to head up to the booth. And end of that part. Hello and welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ. This is where we're at. It's the Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. You can also find it at geekfortressgames.com or here at this Twitch channel, which you can follow and join us every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night, plus those special events that we know and love so very much. We just watched Elves take down the GBBB Beats for the first round, but that doesn't mean that the first round is over. In fact, it's just getting started with 31 minutes left. Coleman is out there. He's got his eyes peeled, but not in the way like you were preparing vegetables, but more in the sense of if you were peeling out with a car, which is different than that, but it has no relevance at all to what I was saying. But it's the first peel that I kind of went to that wasn't the vegetable one. But he's out there. He's got his eyes open, and he's going to see if he can move another match on over to be the feature. Art of MTG Progenitus. You're still counting 4 heads and a tail. I think it's 5, but that's okay. The one that like arches up and then goes off screen, in the fog below it, you can see the head like swoop in just an itty bitty bit. It's kind of niche, but it's like one of the heads was like checking the rear, like what's going on, or it's like someone had like a cane and they put it in and pulled it back and that kind of thing. Like it got clotheslined by the Macho Man Randy Savage or something like that. I don't know, but that's the how. So how do rounds work? What do you mean by how do rounds work? Rounds work to where, depending on the number of people that you have what's called Swiss pairings. And what that does is it means that, well, it's a way to not be single elimination or something like that. So, at the beginning, everyone is 0-0. And you play against someone with the same record as you. As you move forward, then, that is absolutely another head. Down there, that dark part in the clouds, that's it coming back. Why would the tail come from in front of the body? I think it's a body that's checking. I think it's a head that's checking out the rear. Either way, it's sweet. That art's great. So you end up, if you win, then you end up facing against someone else who won, and if you lose, you play against someone else who lost. So one O's play against one O's, O1s play against O1s, and onward and forward. So in round 3, if you're 1-1, you'll play against someone else who's 1-1. If you're 1-0, you'll play against that. And if you're 2-0, you'll play against someone who's 2-0. And if you're 0-2, you play against something like that. But I'm not entirely sure if beyond that what you mean by how do rounds work. But if you're in a 4-round event, you get to play in all 4 rounds, and then you can play against people who have a similar record as you. Yep, I do think that Progenitus is a 5-headed beastie. It does make sense for there being 5 shards. That's kind of the creature that wanders right in the middle of them. Alright. Why would I have a tail on my shoulders? Because I ran out of room. I don't know. I might call that a wing, but without the wingy part. Huh. Well, it'd be like a frame for a wing, and then I could hang curtains from it. Oh, it'd be so decorative. Oh, it'd be so decorative. Nice. That sounds delightful. That sounds cool. And then oh, it could carry a cape so well. It could carry a cape so very, very well. Man, that sounds sweet as well. Alright. Rona's the snake god of Amonkhet has 1 leg. All it is a snake. So that makes sense. It probably has 0 actually. It's probably just like 1 singular section. Why is everyone running Tron hate lately on MTGO? Because Tron is real good. Eldrazi Tron is like the 3rd best deck on Motor right now. Or just in the meta. Or it's the most prevalent deck. It's the 3rd most prevalent deck in the meta right now. Which is why everyone's running it. Okay. So, let's see what we can do. And, anything else out there, Coleman?
Not at the moment.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you drinking a root beer?
You know it.
Joe Cool would be so proud of you, Coleman. So we're going to try and get another round soon. Hey, Modern Nerds here. Man, everyone's welcome at the Geek Fortress stream. Everyone's welcome at the Geek Fortress stream, whoever, whenever, wherever, and whyever. As long as you're here to have a good time, if you're here to be family friendly, if you're here to be kind and respectful and all that kind of stuff, then you're more than welcome here at the stream. In the meantime, check it out because we are actually, fun fact, in May and in June, we are going to be having some Legacy GPTs for Vegas. It's going to be the last 2 GPTs ever in this store. And they are going to be hippin' and hoppin' and happening. I will be here. I will be commentating them. I'm going to try and have someone else in here with me. And we are going to have some of those super, super sweet GPTs. 2 of them. I'm excited. You should be too. Man. I'm loving it. I am loving it. You lost all faith in Watsu when Tibalt wasn't a boss during Innistrad? Oh, he'll be back. But Tibalt doesn't show up when you expect him to show up, because that's not what Tibalt do. Tibalt's all about him. He's all about doing what he wants to do when he wants to do it. So the obvious place is never where he'd want to be, because he's on the run. He's moving. He's dashing. He's trying to do his stuff. And if he's where you expect him to be, then he can't do it. So, most likely what he's doing is he's sliding around. He's probably been in all these stories, moving around, torturing some people, getting some good old-fashioned screams like Monsters, Inc. A little bit of old school, a little bit of old-fashionedness, but hey, he hasn't picked up on that laughter method yet until he realizes just how dapper he looks and he comes into his glorious revealing in Ixalit or Ixathon or Ixamin or Ixlatin or whatever the next one is, and he's going to show up and he's going to have the power of laughter behind him, which is when he's going to take that 2-mana power that he's got, he knows it, he loves it, and he's going to move on forward. No longer using the power of screams, but in fact, using the power of laughter with his good old friend Boo, and, of course, Kitty. Am I Tibalt? Sometimes, maybe. I don't know. Man, I don't have those horns. Why are they the last 2 GPTs? GPTs are ending. That's not by choice. Wizards has discontinued GPTs. GPTs no longer exist after GP Vegas. No store can run them. They're just gone. So we are going to be running our last ones, just like everyone else. What is the new brew? What is the new brew? I don't know. I don't know. wait. Oh, play Conley's new brew. Now I see what you're saying. Now I see what you're saying. Oh, the one with all the new wheel effects and just where he had the miracle. He had the miracle wheel in response against like 8-rack, I think, to get up to 7 cards. Oh, that was cool. You want to win? Let's see here. You have all the Tron pieces. Are you playing Eldrazi Tron or Green Base Tron? Because Eldrazi Tron is not too far of a jump to get to it, and that might be a reasonable place to start if you've already got all of that. Or Titan Shift is kind of cool, and it doesn't die to the hate quite as well. Reforge the Soul. That's the one. Could also go Affinity, but none of the pieces are actually shared despite being both colorless decks. I don't know. You don't have any pieces anymore. Oh, okay, well then play whatever you want, whenever you want. That's, like, starting, you've got a fresh start, right? Yes. Should be great. To anybody who is joining, thank you so much for hanging out with me. We are going to try and get some more matches here in round 1. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. If you have any questions, comments, conversation, feedback, things to say, things to report, things that you want to mention to me, things that you thought, hey, my cat would love hearing this, well, tell it to your cat. But hey, if the cat chuckled at it, then maybe it's worth sharing in here because we might get a chuckle as well. But nonetheless, thank you so much for being a part of this with me. I love doing this. I love being a part of this stream. And I don't really want to ever stop. So, a lot of that comes down to the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful support from all of you as I continue to try and push the stream and myself forward in the realm of Magic and try and make it a better place. Hello, Hoon. How are you doing? Hello to the stream. Well, hello to you from the stream. Hopefully I can speak on its behalf. I certainly don't mean to if that's not what people mean, and hopefully they can speak in for themselves. In Legacy, that'll buy you like 1/4 of a deck. That's not entirely true. I don't know. Okay, when Magic has a non-card game supplemental products. Yes. They do have Puzzle Quest. They do have Puzzle Quest. Doing well? I'm glad that you're doing well. I am so glad that you're doing well. I'm coming at the end of the work week. I've got a big weekend ahead, which it doesn't have a whole lot planned in it, but that might be kind of nice. The last few weeks have been on the run, so to speak. But hey, it's going to be a fun time, a good time, a great time. And, oh, fun fact, everybody. Fun fact. I was made into an Inkling token recently, which is really exciting for me, and I don't know if that's exciting for anybody else, but I thought I would share it anyway, because I think that it's great. Inkling Customs does a lot of stuff for, like, Star City and sells some, like, tokens and all that kind of stuff. They do all this custom art, and she's great. And she did that of me, which is me with my vest, and it's got me looking all excited and stuff, and I think it's fantastic. I love it. I think it's I'm so excited by it, and I don't know, it's pretty exciting to me to be on the Inkling token. It feels like a step up. Just a whole token? Oh yeah. Oh, it is a... But I love it. I love it. It's got all excited me on it. Yes. You don't see the resemblance? Man. I don't know. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's got my red shirt. It's got my vest. It's got my eye that's all twinkly. It's got my my arms flailing. It's got my dress pants on it. It's got a little tie, just like the one that I'm wearing right now. And it's got my beard, which I always forget that I have. I actually legitimately forget that I have a beard often. What kind of token? Yes. So if there are tokens, I am getting 250 of the tokens so that I can use them as business cards, since they have my name and my Twitter and my Twitch accounts on the back of them. So that way I can just use that as a business card when I'm doing some networking. But definitely use it as a Goblin token. I'll be using it as Thopter tokens. And let's see here. Yeah, what kind of a token? Like, it's token like any other token, except it's just going to be like black border. That art says, I think, my name on it, or it has my name on the back and my accounts and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, and I'm going to be using it as Thopters. Goblins would be a really good choice. You could use them as elementals for your young Pyromancer if you want to. But hey, why not stop by that inklingcustoms.com, which is what I'm assuming the website is. Otherwise, just Google Inkling Customs, check out that website, and when you do, get some of those sweet TJ tokens. Is it going to have a power and toughness? I don't think so. You can absolutely use it for your Elemental Master of Waves tokens. Yes, and I would happily take on that role. once you get some money together, Malvin the Muppets, thank you so much. Cheers to the second cutest person on a token. Of course, you are the king with a crown. I do appreciate you subbing. I appreciate your support. I thank you so much for being a part of the stream and a part of the Rogues Gallery with me, which is an incredibly fun group. Check out twitch.tv/team/Rogues Gallery anytime to see what rogues are on. Oddly enough, I need to get my home stream added on there. Forgot to do that, but very, very exciting. Mono White Warrior tokens, Vigilance. Hey, you can use me for that too. I certainly do have Vigilance, and I've got Haste and all kinds of stuff. Nine Walker with the Fort Flail. Fort Flail. Fort Flail. Fort Flail. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're great. Your support means the world to us. That brings us to 161 of our 175 goal. Man, that is so cool. That is so great. The fact that the community supports this stream, the fact that people are willing to help me do this, helps me move towards the idea, like, more and more every single day. And I know that this sounds obvious to people, so I apologize ahead of time if you all thought that this isn't like some great revelation, but if this is just like another day in the park of like news to you, but like something that I am more and more coming to the conclusion of, which sounds obvious, but it's not, because it's something that's kind of a difficult decision, and it's a progressive decision as far as like how I'm taking these steps, is that more and more I want this to be what I do. And this is what I do, but I want this to be what I do. And while that sounds so ridiculously obvious, or maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but this is what I love. This is what I look forward to. This is just what I want to do. And if I can find a way that is what I do, I'm going to chase it. So thank you everybody for being a part of this with me, because this is something that is huge to me. You were asking about your timer in the bottom. Gotcha. Rounds start at 50 minutes. We try and get backup matches when we can. When they move over, they get a little bit of a time extension. Stream by night, rob banks by day. Probably not. I don't know. Banks hold my money too, which means that I'd just be stealing from myself. But so I don't know. I guess I'll just cast out the line every now and then, but if you ever have advice or tips, or you know someone or anything like that, then I don't know, moving it's hard. It's a hard world to break into, and I'd like to. So I guess that's that. But we're gonna still try and find something out there. I'm gonna open this door and try and look Coleman in the eyes. I told them I would look you in the eyes, Coleman.
I'm trying to look you in the eye. Now we are. Staring longingly.
Stream like Kibler? What do you mean stream like Kibler? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by stream like Kibler. But like, the problem is that Kibler was famous before he started streaming. I'm not. I'm not famous now. I'm not like at any point. So, I've got a lot of work to do, and I've got a long ways to go, and obviously this isn't going to happen overnight, but I want to chase it. So, I don't know. Let's see here. You haven't been near Magic for a while because of life. What's the consensus on Harsh Mentor and Burn? Sideboard and not even making the 75. It's not making the 75 for me. Caleb Durward is famous in the Magic community, I would say. Like, people in Magic probably know who he is. But Harsh Mentor, I don't have it in my 75. If it's anywhere, it would be like one, maybe two in the sideboard. But there was a one of in the sideboard of the 6th place deck at the Star City Classic in Atlanta. Most recently, there are 3 burn decks in the top 8, and the one that was in 6th place had 1 Harsh Mentor in the sideboard, though I can't speak to how good or not good it was. So, I don't know. I don't want it in my 75, but certainly there is room for it. You don't know who Caleb is? Oh, well, there's Caleb Durward and... or C. Durward MTG. He is a... Is it Caleb D? Either way, he's a pretty big Magic streamer. He's one of the probably top 3 Magic streamers. Boot. Thank you, Panda. Caleb D MTG. That's the one. That's the one. It's funny, I watch it now and then, but I completely forget the game. Who streams 36 hours a day? That's not wrong. That's pretty accurate, actually. The problem is that I don't have 36 hours a day. I don't even have 36 hours a week. So, so that's okay. All right. So, you want against a deck that Dredslop, it doesn't run creature removal? Ooh, Alurin's sweet. Alurin is sweet. Alexis Bros, thank you so much. But overall, just thank you everybody for the support. Like that's what it comes down to. This is what I want to be doing, and the fact that you're here is such a moving thing to me. Every chance that I get to be a part of this stream and the part of this community is an exciting moment for me. And the point of all that full spiel is that we're gonna get there. We are. We're gonna move on up. We're gonna make the Magic community a better place because we can. We're gonna make the Magic community a better place because it should be. Because there is such an incredible core Magic community. There's such an incredible widespread Magic community, and there is such a toxic group. That's actually pretty small, but like the community can always improve, and I think that we can be a part of that, and I want to be a part of that, and I want us to be a part of that. And the fact that you're here means a lot to me because you are being a part of that. So thank you so much. Let's see here. People click the top streams. Are we one of the top streams? I don't know. Boot, I'm glad that you're having a good night. Yes, that's exactly it. You watch Geek Fortress 10 times more than you play Magic? Me too. Me too. We're going to make the Magic community a better place so that it expands? Absolutely we are. Magic can be a much bigger thing, and it will be a much bigger thing. It's the best game ever, and maybe ever past this. Like, the game is just incredible in its design and in the way that it plays and the community that it's created. And being a part of it is a really exciting thing for me, and I can't wait to see where it keeps going. We're going to keep pushing it forward and keep having fun with it. Okay. Since Kaladesh, you've played like 4 matches? Nice. I think I'm probably right around that. I'm probably less than a dozen matches since Kaladesh came out. I do a lot of this. Show my tokens? I don't have a token yet. They're coming in the mail. But, that being said, I do have the picture of it, which I'm pretty excited about nonetheless. I'm excited about the picture. I'll show it once more. Look at that TJ. Oh, there we are. Look at that TJ token. It's my face, and it's my body, and it's got my legs all like kicking out, and it's got me all flailing and stuff. I love it. I'm excited about it. I think it's neat. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I love it. Okay. You just got home from Modern F&M. Tell us how you did. What were you playing? Who did you play against? And what was your record? Though you don't have to tell us who you played against. But what did you play? How did you do? I hope you had fun, because that's important too. Let me know if you had fun. That's the most important part. So let's not ignore the important part. You're going to be running some Legacy events just like ours there. Nice. That's actually very cool, David Elbire. Fun fact though, what did you miss in the first round? Elves versus Green-Black Beats. But interestingly enough, our Legacy has actually shifted a little bit. We are down to 15 proxy. We had a couple of people that were not using the rule to its truest intent, and so the rule is switched back to 15 proxy for now, or at least for, I guess, moving forward, and we'll see how that goes, and we're kind of testing that out. What's up, Brother Paul Kane? Brother Paul Kane, hello, how you doing? You play 8 hours of Commander every week? Nice. That is incredible. Don't feel bad. If you're having fun, keep having fun. You don't need to feel guilty about a thing. If you have more ideas to help you build your Legacy community, let you know. I will. I would love to do that. Okay. You realize that once you use that token, every time you win a match at a major tournament, you'll need to jump up and pose like that? Still? 3-0 with Merfolk against Dredge Merfolk and Ascendancy. My goodness, that sounds like an awesome, awesome meta. So Dredge, that's a cool matchup, against Merfolk in the mirror match. Whew. I'm curious to see if you had any special tech for that, if it was just luck of the draws, or if you had a particularly good way of playing that matchup. And then Ascendancy is just such a cool deck. A little bit inconsistent, but that's okay. So, for Legacy, we're still working on it. There's one match still happening. We had a little bit of a rough round. Not the most that we could have had, but please do stick around. The next round is coming soon, and we're going to have round 2 of 4 of Legacy happening. It's going to be the hippinest, hoppinest place. And in the meantime, I'm going to stay back here and join you. You know why? Because taking breaks isn't fun. Taking breaks is boring. It means that I go out there and I sit out there for like 4 minutes, which is great because I get to talk to people, but it's awful for all of you. And I don't like the idea of sacrificing, giving myself 4 minutes of time at the loss of all of you, because what that actually means is that is 360 minutes wasted of all of yours, because there's 90 of you each wasting 4 minutes of time waiting for this to come back. So I'm going to stay here, we're going to talk, we're going to have fun, and that's what we do, because that's what we do. Fun fact, stick with me. Oh no, we even lost it. In our old setup, we even had a button that said, "We'll be right back." We designed that into our system. We did. We just never used it. We used it once and we thought, why are we using this? We can just sit back here and talk and have fun. How about Kit Kat breaks, man? If you've got Kit Kat breaks, those are rookie numbers. You gotta pump those numbers up. Oh man. That's super funny. Oh, that's super funny. Oh man. I always want to say that about, like, man. Use it once now for show? No, we took it away. We used to have it. We actually just got rid of it because we never used it. Now we just have the intro screen, which looks like this, and I won't be able to talk during this, but... which is pretty cool, actually. I like it a lot, but we no longer have that. Good tip, Veggie. If I had to pick a fringe deck to make the top at the GP this weekend, what would it be? If I had to pick a fringe deck to win at the GP this weekend, I guess 5 color no fixing? Isn't it a limited GP? Isn't this a limited GP? So I guess 5 color no fixing? That sounds pretty fringe and win with. Isn't it? I thought it was. GP Richmond is limited, isn't it? Landfall. I could be totally mistaken, but I was under the impression that this GP was a limited one. Sorry if I am wrong. Unless it... well, okay. So if I were to go with anything... for modern, you need something that can act, or for standard, you need something that can beat the... I'm supposed to hold second sunrise combo. It is limited. Oh, okay. It is limited. That's okay, Dutch boy. So for standard, honestly, like, it's got to be fringe, right? So probably a Marvel deck, maybe, or Tower. Tower's still doing okay. Maybe a Marvel deck. For modern, if I wanted a fringe deck that I could crush a GP with, I would take... Elves seems okay right now. I think Elves is probably at a reasonable spot to go with. So let's do that, because there's a lot less like grand sweepers and more spot removal, and then I can get around that really well. For Legacy, let's go with something that well, the problem is Legacy's wide open, and I don't know enough about it to say what would be like phenomenal. But probably something that can beat... the problem is that you don't really beat Deathred Shaman these days, because you don't beat those decks, you kind of beat their strategy. So maybe like a Free Win Red, maybe? Yeah, Free Win Red. Okay. Maybe Free Win Red, like a Mono Red Sneak Show, like Jeff Hoogland's deck. That one, to crush a GP this weekend. And in Vintage, I have no idea. We'll say Vintage Bird. Okay. Let's see here. What else? The one before the last turn was iffy. Oh yeah, I don't know. What are people talking about? I have no idea. Oh, Fringe. You're talking about the show Fringe. Gotcha. I only watched like the first season of Fringe. It was super good, but then it got like... it sounds like it's such a weird criticism of Fringe, but it got weird Like, the show was weird, and that was, like, its thing, but then it got weird upon its weird, to where it started trying to make story out of something that wasn't before, so it, like, started getting weird plot arcs that didn't feel like they were real situations, where before it was, like, a show that was like, this is real, but this is the real world, and these things are real. And then it just kind of got into the point of... that's probably just a good tagline for the show. Fringe. It got weird. If anybody ever wants to remake Fringe, there isn't a burn deck in Vintage, it's too slow. Well, that's why it's Fringe. I know there isn't a burn deck in Vintage. I just know so little about Vintage that if I were to pick a Fringe deck to take it down, I would just make it burn. Miffy! Thank you so much for the sub. 7 months in a row. All 5839. That is 5,839 bits of amazing that you are. Thank you so much for being who you are, helping the stream exist. Thank you for supporting, even in the midst of me ranting for the last many, many minutes. Hopefully people are having a good time. People aren't leaving, which means the world to me, because I always feel pretty bad when I'm doing this as opposed to showing Magic, and we're trying to get to that point where we can have 2 feature cameras and be at that point. But the fact that people seem to be at least like watching this and having fun with me is so nice of you all. It really is. So thank you. It's great having you. But Miffy, thank you for the support. Thanks for being great. Welcome to the Fortnites. Thanks for hoisting that sword. Thanks for doing what you do. Well, you know I do what I do when I do what I do. And that means that you all do what you do. That's how it be. That's what it do. But thank you. And you are welcome, I suppose. Like, you know, people are going to thank. I'm gonna... That's an odd comment, but okay. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to give Coleman the eye again. Like Axe? No, Axe is awful. Not even like an exhibition match? Not even like an exhibition match?
There's 2.5 minutes left in the round.
What about the last 35?
I don't know what you're talking about. Those didn't exist.
You've truly given me the darkest timeline, Coleman.
Well, I mean, if you want some pizza.
Okay, so we are going to be into the next round pretty shortly. I imagine he smells like your brother. I don't know what your brother smells like, so I can neither confirm nor deny. Axe is great. It's not for me. I'm more of an Old Spice kind of person. What's up? We are going up in numbers despite the fact that it's me talking. Don't worry, Magic's coming. If you're just joining for the first time, hello, hello, hello. My name's TJ. The name's here. Red Baron MTG. That's down there. And of course, this is the Geek Fortress stream. We do this stream 3 times a week. We've got Modern every Wednesday and Saturday, which is all kinds of great. Plus, we have got... Whoa, that didn't show up, but you know what? Let's hype it up all the same. J Gunza 44. Thank you so much for subbing with your Twitch Prime. I don't know why it showed up, but thank you for helping us out. Thank you for letting us do what we do. Thank you for supporting us with that Twitch Prime sub, bringing us up. We've got those rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up, and you are helping us do it. Thank you so much for helping support us. We're trying to get to 175 because that's what the computer challenged me to do, and I don't know why, but I love it. I was once told that I smell a little bit like... hold on. No, they're very specific. Slightly like pine, but also like a book smell. Like when you open a book and that smell of like a new book or something like that is something like that. 12 Ron with the sub. I don't know why they're showing up for Twitch Prime, but thank you so much, 12 Ron, for helping us do what we do when we do. It's amazing having you here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for letting us do more of this. We're trying to do more of this. I'm trying to do more of this. We've got so many ideas, and we're limited by time and people and resources, but we're gonna get there together. Thank you for helping us do it. Oh man, so any sweet brews tonight? We do, I believe, have some cool ones. I mean, we just saw Green Black Beats get beaten by Elves in round 1, unfortunately, but hey, there's some other stuff out there, and when top is gone, hey, the mice will play, so they say, and we'll see what else we can get going. Okay. Probably need to get David to take a look at it. Possibly. Your wife says you smell like tea. That's great. Tea is good. That's... Hey, TJ. Going to GP Vegas and anything on the... So, Yes, I will be at GP Vegas. If you will be at GP Vegas, please come find me. I will be happy to meet you, happy to talk with you, happy to have some fun with you. Any dredge tonight? I don't know. Holidays. Not often, but that doesn't mean that hasn't changed. But I am going to GP Vegas. Any word on the Turn 1 Thoughtseize podcast? Yes. Last Tuesday, I recorded a test podcast with them for about 45 minutes. Now, I believe they did this with the 3 other finalists. I believe they will be releasing 2 podcasts with each of them just a combined podcast of the 2 of the test ones. So there will be 2 hour-and-a-half podcasts, each of them consisting of 2 of the 45-minute podcasts, to my knowledge. To then, as the viewers listen to it, they can provide their feedback to the hosts, who are currently the hosts. Then they will be selecting the person after that. So I believe in a couple of weeks we will hear back from that. There it is! Look at that! It says 1209 right there with the woo-hoo. Thank you so much. I bet you just refreshed. Oh, that is exciting. Jay Gonza, I bet if you refresh, it will show up as well. You smell like root beer and strawberry starbursts. Well, Joe Cool would be proud of you. Absolutely. You most certainly did. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. I know the tricks that are happening right now. So, who's excited for round 2? In the meantime, let's take a quick moment. Let's get to our clicky-clacking keyboards, and let's answer the question that TJ has for all of us, which is, of course, all of you, since I am TJ. Unless you're also a TJ, it's a different TJ that's asking you. How are you doing? And that's such a simple question, but take a moment, let me know. It lets me get a little bit of a sense for what's going on in the world. Are you doing well? Are things great? Did you get to play some Magic recently? Did you recently get to have a really fun day at work? Did you recently get a new job? Did you recently go to school? Did you enjoy school? Did you hang out with friends? Did you go ahead and just go take your dog on a walk? Maybe you took your cat on a walk. Maybe you put your cat on a leash and took it down the street to see if people would look at you funny. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Maybe you're just the person who takes their cat down and walk down the street, and I like that about you. It's something that's pretty great. You're getting your cat some exercise, you're getting out and about, you get to have that feline friend, and it's just all kinds of greatness in the world, and I do enjoy that. You're doing magnificent. You watched Rogue One for the first time ever today. I haven't even seen it yet. I need to. You're doing well, having a relaxing day, and going hiking tomorrow. Nice. Lonely TJ is lonely. Lonely TJ ain't lonely. Lonely TJ doesn't even exist, because I am having too much fun here. Steven, it's good to see you. Sith Jedi 34, you just finished most of your finals. Pretty excited to finally take a break with your favorite stream. Which one's that? Are we just buying time until that one comes on? Kidding, it's here, because it's always here, because this stream's great. That's awesome. Congratulations on finishing the finals. I hope that you had a lot of fun. Spoiler alert, the Empire wins. No! Well, now there's no point in watching it at all. I was hoping the Rebellion would win. Good luck in the finals. Yes, the remaining ones. Breathe. No, thank you, Steven. I don't want to. But if you're in the area and you want to stop in and hang out with me, you're more than welcome to. Always a pleasure having you, Steven. But next round coming up soon, and more people going to be giving in how they're doing. I'm doing well. Had a good, decent long week at work. It's been pretty short-staffed lately, so it's been always a busy, non-stop thrill ride at work, trying to get through it, trying to move on through. And, of course, always trying to push forward all the other projects. Short little update is that Project X was not successful, but that's okay. We've got other projects to work on. So that is the update on that one, which is unfortunate, but that's the way that life goes sometimes. You're doing well. You just worked tonight and hoping to play some Paper Magic tomorrow. Nice. Trying to get into Legacy with Punishing Jund. Ooh, Punishing Fire, such a cool card. Also might be pretty okay in the world that we are going to be having. Creatures look a little bit better. People might be playing a bit more creature decks with Terminus going away. You're ready to get home and play some Magic, honestly. Man, that sounds great. Good. Good. Take care of yourself. Have some fun. Get through what you gotta do and then treat yourself. You're fantastic. First free weekend in 3 months. You get to sleep in. That sounds awesome. Do that. Sleeping in is great. You're slamming a gallon of high pulp OJ because you're on tall end sick. Having a long carpool in the middle of nowhere tomorrow. That is quite the status update. I look forward to getting on Facebook later and seeing that exact thing. As
High pulp OJ.
High pulp OJ.
Well,
all we need is some fiction, and we've got ourselves a confusing but hit movie.
I would have said, hello, pulp OJ. How's it going?
That doesn't make any sense.
High pulp OJ.
Yeah, I know.
High pulp OJ. Anyway, I've got you around too.
Tell me more about it.
Oh, you can have Eric stay in the same place.
Okay.
And you've got Ian on the other side, who is on Desert, doing some artifacty things.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you much.
My sideboard, like I rearranged my list. Is that okay? Or my sideboard?
I don't really care that much.
Okay, so let's line it up. We're gonna see Tezzerator up against the G beats, and we're gonna have some fun with that. So those green-black beats are trying to come back and get some redemption up against this Tezzerator list in the hands of Ian. We'll see what we can do when we can do it, and let's head on down now. Who's ready? Who's excited? I'm excited. You should be too. And if you aren't, get excited. Turn that notch up just a little bit. Take that dial. Don't touch that dial, but do touch that dial. As long as you're turning a little bit to the right to turn that little hype volume up. And if you are feeling it now, good. I'm glad to hear it. Jam out to this sweet song as we head on down to the field of glory, as they call it, as it be, and let's go down. Hang out with me. Alright, so I forgot to update that to 20 instead of 10, or maybe I updated it to 10 instead of 20 just to kick things off, but that is okay. Is TJ the lone wolf tonight? Absolutely, TJ is the lone wolf tonight. It's what I do, it's when I be. Do enjoy having people with me. Oh man, that's the same rhyme. Never mind. Forget that one. Scratch it. Lose it. But, Eric, on the G, beats. Has anyone tried that topless miracles list? I have not. I don't know anyone here who has. It looks pretty meh to me. But might still be okay. TJ the Lone Wolf. Just like Zach Galifianakis, I do find myself a lone wolf sometimes. A one-man wolf pack, if you will. Okay. Whenever you play Magic, you go without Senses Divining Top. That makes sense, Veggies. What GPs am I playing in Vegas? Actually, I may not play in any of them. I might just go and hang out with people. I'm going to Vegas. If I do one, the first one I do would probably be the modern one, and I might play Affinity. Affinity's the leading one in my mind right now. But I honestly might not register for any of them. Do some side events and just try and hang out with people the whole time. Don't most tournaments have a dress code? Yes, I exceed it. Thank you for asking. Verdant Catacombs coming down for Eric. Dropping it down to 19. Had to go on a little bit of a wander for that. Let's see what we've got. Thinking of just playing some Legacy and hanging out the rest of the time? That sounds like a blast too. I figure if I'm playing tournaments, it means that I can't go around and meet people. And I love meeting people, I love visiting people, I love hanging out, having a fun time. And maybe just doing some Modern or Legacy or whatever side events around. So we've got a Thoughtseize coming down, and we have got a Thopter Foundry, Force of Will, Tezzeret, Chalice of the Void, and double Mox Diamond, but only one land in hand. Makes that Mox look a little bit funny, but hey, that is okie dokie. So, what do you end up taking? Thopter Foundry might be an interesting take. You also might just take the Force of Will, but he does have only 2 other blue cards. You might take the Tezzeret because that's the card that beats you. You do have a sizable number of 1-drops, but most of them actually, you know what, your CMC is spread out decently well. So you could maybe get away, and Ian can't cast the Chalice on one next turn. So maybe you take either the Force of Will if you have a game plan, or you take the Tezzeret if you don't. Was this the same Tez guy who won the GPT? It was not. It was not. But it looks like we are going to take that Thopter Foundry, just trying to disable that combo, not deal with it later. Ian struggling a little bit, and never mind, we nailed it. Ancient Tomb, Chalice on 1. Call it a day. What a way to go. It was a weird hand, but it worked out. Ian falls down to 18, while Eric is at 17. And he's got a Chalice on 1. Now that does cut off the Duresses, Thoughtseizes, Deathrite Shamans, I guess the Fatal Push and Dismembers don't matter too much in this matchup. So it does shut down about a third of the deck. Maybe a little bit less. Huh. Yeah, I know. The draw was great. The draw was gas. And we're going to see a Hymn to Turok. Time to see what we can take down. Actually, it makes it look like Ian holding onto that Mox Diamond looks a lot better now. Because it's another card that he can discard pretty happily. Because now that he's got the Ancient Tomb, he's got 3 mana sources in there. As long as he doesn't lose 2 of them. Or at least not the land and another one. But we are going to lose the Force of Will and 1 of our Mox Diamonds. Overall, Ian's got to feel pretty okay with that one. Force of Will not great against a deck like this, which isn't doing anything inherently unfair. Drops in a Wasteland, is going to pay 2 or 3 mana, and drop in, ooh, an Ensnaring Bridge as we fall down to 16. We've got a few cards in hand, but it means that Eric's Tombstalker, Thrun, and Tarmogoyfs are going to be having a hard time getting in until Eric can find one of his either 4 Abrupt Decays or 1 Maelstrom Pulse. There's a good number of tools, but needs to find a way to use them. And we are just going to cast an Inquisition and a Deathrite Shaman into the Chalice. No green source available means that Eric is trying to fill up the graveyard to be able to cast this Tombstalker. Interesting. That is a Wasteland. Let's see here. You're right. Eric is at 16. And we're going to see a Tombstalker hit the battlefield. Okay. So let's bring up Tombstalker. When he's holding 2 Green Sun Zenith? Couldn't tell you for certain. Could not tell you for certain. It's been a long week. Glad it's over. Ready to relax with some Legacy action and cool commentary from the amazing... Oh, that's me. Hey! What's up, Rojo? How you doing? Thank you so much for that compliment. You're great. I know. It's been a long, long week. The last few weeks for me have felt particularly hectic, and I am kind of starting to recover from them. But Ian down to top deck mode drops down yet another land. It means that Ian has got the capability of casting anything that he draws, but he does need to draw something. Eric, on the other hand, just trying to get anything going. Ooh, maybe Eric doesn't. Eric may not know the interaction with Chalice of the Void. Thopter Foundry, the draw. Good card to draw here. Can sack some of these artifact lands to recycle them into a useful spell. But Eric, stuck a little bit on this, going to go for the fetch now. Might end up firing off this Abrupt Decay on the Thopter Foundry. You can sacrifice the Thopter Foundry itself to itself. And we are going to Wasteland the Bayou, but in response... What's up, Steven? Thank you so much for subbing 6 months in a row. Thank you so much for being a part of this stream, both behind the camera and in front of the camera. I do appreciate it. Abrupt Decay on this, and Ian could take 2 life to gain 1 life, so it actually ends up only losing him 1 life to get a Thopter out, and he could even actually sacrifice another one of these lands, but it doesn't look like he's going to, so that he leaves himself the option of drawing into a Tezzeret. We've got a Thopter out. Man, that could be a TJ token eventually. That's going to be pretty sweet. And we're going to draw into a Tarmogoyf. Still no green source to be had. We did lose it there. The Wasteland was out for a while. And now that it's gone, Eric no longer has the ability to go for green. And we are going to attack for 1 before Ian plays his land card for the turn. I like this. Playing its second main phase so he can attack for 1. Eric has a Gitaxian Pro, probably just going to fire this off to try and draw into a green source. Because if he can get out of Tarmogoyf, then he starts winning the race, but actually he's going to hold on to it in hand. Maybe he's trying to wait until he can do a lot of things at the same time. Chalice is pretty good, Veggie. I don't want to give financial advice on that, but Chalice is pretty good. We do have an Inquisition of Kozilek in hand now. We could fire that one off as well, but we are not going to. Ian holding on to a card in hand can only mean a couple of things. Looks like it is actually a Word of Invention, so he can't quite cast that one. But he does have a Sword of the Meek, attacks for 1. Could, actually I think equip that, but decided not to. The Word of Invention, he is short a blue source to actually be able to fully activate that one. So blue source for Ian would be a pretty big deal. We are going to equip this on up, and we're going to attack for 2. Part of the reason why Ian may not have done that was to preserve life total, so he doesn't have to use the Ancient Tomb. But he's going to drop down a Ratchet Bomb for 2. Yeah, if you want to buy Sun and Moon, yes. I think for the time being, Chalice is only going to go up. Okay. I think that's reasonable, Mordin. That is reasonable. So, we do have the Gitaxian Probe, a lot of tools available. And a Thrun the Last Troll discarded for the turn. Ian pretty solidly in the driver's seat at this point, got a 5-turn clock, but doesn't even need to do anything. Just keeps emptying his hand to make sure that the bridge is still relatively active. And we're going to pay 4 here. If this is a Tezzeret, then this is the beginning. Oh, it is not a Tezzeret. I'll give it that. But it is a Jace. And now that we're in that position, I'm a little bit surprised that he's doing the Brainstorm and not just going for the... He is now fully aware that Eric is missing an entire color of mana. I might have been tempted to start Fate Sealing Eric, but a Brainstorm's still pretty darn good. Gets to net a card, and able to get that Word of Invention out of there, able to play a Chalice potentially here, and it does give him the opportunity of next turn starting to play out that Tezzeret. Okay. So we've got a fetch from Eric, who does find a green source, drops it down. Now it is time for him to try recovering. Does he have time? That is going to be the question. The big issue here is that Ian has got a Jace, which means that even if Eric plays down a creature, Ian could always just minus the Jace and get rid of it. But he's also got this Ratchet Bomb, which he could eventually tick up and take it down that way. Looks like we are deciding to go with the Thragtusk. Or I'm sorry, not the Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. The Tarmogoyf, everybody. I misspoke. So the Tarmogoyf coming down. We do have Artifact Instant Creature. Do we have a creature? No, we don't have a creature. Artifact oh yeah, the Thrun. Creature land, Artifact Instant, and I believe we have a sorcerer. Oh no, no sorceries either. Ratchet Bomb gonna go up a counter here. Ticking it up, maybe prepping it on 2, though that does hit the Sword of the Meek as well as the Dimir Signet. We are going to draw into a Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. We're going to attack for 2. Down to 5 we go, and if we drop down this Tezzeret, then this is pretty rapidly becoming a win. Tezzeret ults next turn for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at minimum. And it looks like that is going to be the case. So, Ian's going to drop this Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, and still hasn't even used the Jace. The Jace is also going to be quite good, but what Ian can do is plus this Jace up, and then or plus the Tezzeret, and then gets a fresh 3 to look at with this Jace. And we're going to whiff. Alright. Alrighty. Well, we do have a Chalice. And we're going to go for the Brainstorm. We are not worried about the Tarmogoyf. We find ourselves a Baleful Strix and some land. The Baleful Strix draws a card, maybe trying to line up the Wasteland as the land for turn here. Able to play this out and take down the green source yet again. So Eric continuing to be restricted from the green mana. Eric untaps with the Tarmogoyf, can attack, could kill either one of these Planeswalkers. And he's just going to pick him up. Oh no, he can't because of the Ensnaring Bridge. So they can't hit any of them. Ian doesn't have enough cards to protect it, and that Tezzeret is going to ult for the kill. Eric not finding what he needed, and didn't have the mana to cast what he needed anyway. So, that is game 1 going in the hands of Ian, who is going to walk away triumphantly, at least for now. But hey, Eric is coming back around, and he's going to try and cut him off at the pass in this game 2. Flying Thopters, yes, I'm excited about the new Thopter tokens that I am getting in. But welcome everybody to the Geek Fortress stream. We're going to have ourselves a good time here. We have got the GBBB Beats up against Ian on Blue-Black Tezzerator. Are ornithopters just defanged thopters then? Those are just turds. Oh, goodness. No, those are just ornate thopters. Purely ornamental is, I think, what it actually is. So, Tombstalker not enough in that matchup. Neither was Tarmogoyf. Ian looking like he's probably feeling pretty good. Got another bridge. He's got a Meek Stone by the look of it. And I think he's also debating the 3-ball. Trinisphere itself. Between all of them, I'm actually not certain how many of those that I need, just because there is such a pretty low creature count in this deck. You've got four Tarmogoyfs, 1 Thrund, and 1 Tombstalker. Mostly just needs maybe a way to answer the Thrund, but Thopters are a pretty good way to go about that, and as is Ensnaring Bridge, so maybe the extra copy of Ensnaring Bridge would be more impactful than any of the others. But I think Ian is instead going for the method of looking through the deck to see what isn't effective in this matchup, and see if that can help create some of the slots to see if he even wants any of those 3 cards. And I don't see anything that's particularly non-impactful. You can maybe take out a Chalice just because of how widespread the mana costs are. And it looks like we're actually going to take out a Ratchet Bomb to go for an Ensnaring Bridge as well as a Meek Stone. I think that that's actually pretty good. I like that a lot. Stoneforge Mystic for life. Thank you so much for the sub. That's incredibly kind of you. 3 months in a row. I love it. You're great. You're in Legacy right now, and thank you so much for supporting what we do. Can we get some emote hype in the chat for Stoneforge Mystic for life? Truly, thank you. Thank you so very much. That brings us to 164 of the 175 that the computer is challenging me to. It's seriously, as of last Wednesday, started putting up in parentheses, like, it's like, you've got 164 subs out of 175 sub points, and now I feel challenged, now I feel like I'm being bested by a computer, and now I need to tackle it. So if you are watching, if you do have the means, and if you do have the inclination, and you want to help this stream continue, help it do what it do, help it just continue to grow and have the funds to continue to do new and exciting things and continue to push itself forward, then do feel free to consider either donating through that cheer system, which is the little cone at the bottom, or subscribing to the channel. And it's, you know, it's $5 a month. It's a cup of coffee, as they always say in these commercials, which is always absurd because, like, it's more absurd that coffee is $5 less than it is that's the comparison. But nonetheless, consider it. It's really a big thing for us. Each one means so very much. And while each of you as a viewer means the world to me. Each one of you as a lurker, a mod, a player, the co-host, like, every single one of these things build up to matter. And the subs are another part of that really helps us continue forward. I don't drink coffee. Charge whatever you want. Nice. Way to get 'em. Way to get 'em. So to all the ladies and gentlemen in the chat, welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. I hope you love it as much as I do, and thank you for being a part of it with me. Alright, so Ian, realizing he's got a little bit of a time, he's going to go for a quick little bit of extra shuffling. Eric decided to count this deck out and make sure that all the pieces are there. Not a bad way to make sure that you aren't accidentally, leaving half of your deck on the table from the previous round, anything like that. And Eric does seem to have that 60 that he expected, and we're going to line him up. That'll be some $100 billion then. I do enjoy $100 billion. Not that I've ever had it, but if I did, I think I would enjoy it. If I had $100 billion, I would turn this stream into, like, oh man. I've got ideas. Okay, you prefer tea, but just know, you try overtaxing it, you'll be throwing your own little tea party. You got it, Glorious Visionary. You got it. I won't be taxing tea anytime soon. Alright, EM7 cards. I do love the color of those sleeves. They're so bright and vibrant. Eric taking a look at his 7. Ian going for the classic let you decide before I take a look at my own hand, so that it doesn't actually, so that I can make my decision with all the factors available. We've got Thopter Sword combo in hand and mana. And actually, if Ian had an Ancient Tomb, or if Ian draws an Ancient Tomb, like, if there's a Thoughtseize here, Ian's out of luck. Create your own TV network just so I can host a show? Probably. I would create a TV network and then just create like a Magic Sports Center. That'd be sweet. Okay. Don't like negativity for the players who volunteer their efforts. An Ancient Tomb to draw just like last time, and we are able to get out that Thopter Sword combo. Quick and easy. Very nice. I love it. As a quick note, this seems like a great time to say it. Everybody, welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. Questions, comments, and feedback always more than appreciated. But when it comes to talking about the players and when it comes to talking to your fellow viewers, always please do be respectful. Everyone is a person. This is not the Pro Tour. And everyone's just trying to have a good time at a local store doing what they love, which is play some Magic. So, we would appreciate a little bit of acting with that in mind. This is not a place for negativity in a sense that is meant to bring people down. So, Eric with the Deathrite Shaman, able to take out this Polluted Delta. Ian already lining up the Thopter Sword combo. If Eric, oh man, no, it was just a brief timeout. It was just a brief timeout. There is I accidentally hit 60 instead of 1 because I was on autopilot. Ooh, and we were gonna lose that, so Ian actually loses the Thopter Sword. Need to learn some more Vintage. Actually, we are going to be doing a Vintage tournament. I will be studying Vintage coming up. So if anybody does have good sources for learning Vintage, tweet them to me at RedBaronMTG. I'd love to have access to those resources and learn them. But we will be doing a Vintage tournament, I believe, in the future, and I do intend to stream it. So we're going to take down this Wasteland for some mana. We've got a Maelstrom Pulse, and we're going to take down the Sword of the Meek as well. I think taking down the Mox Diamond may have been the better choice there, but when they're down there, you just sometimes forget. I don't know exactly when. But I will keep you all updated. Sean would be great. Good call. Sean would be a great co-host for that. Interesting. That'd be a good idea. Thank you. I'll have to get in contact with him. So I think hitting the Mox Diamond would have been pretty good. What does Gushless Modern Vintage look like? I guess a lot drier. I don't know. Shops everywhere. Mom and Pop Thopter Shop. Man, a lot of lands out, and Ian had everything and then just lost it all. That is unfortunate. So Ian kept a high-risk, high-reward hand that just went off and then was not able to untap with it. Eric then using an Abrupt Decay to shut it down, a Maelstrom Pulse to finish it out, and then him to Turok to take down the last 2 cards, 2 of them being lands, but Ian a couple of top decks away from getting right back into Value Street. And I think we are going to go for the classic Aruni, take something down, get something back, and we are going to fire off. Hi, come on. Dylan's going to come join me. Hi, Dylan. In fact, I was just telling everybody that we are going to be having a Vintage tournament. Are you excited?
No, don't tilt it. I like leaning over and saying
You like
hello,
leaning
everybody.
over?
Hello.
Okay, lean in.
Vintage. Yeah, we need to figure it out. We need to figure out and do stuff. But people have been asking. So.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, people want to play Vintage. People want to play cool stuff.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What's on our background?
That is the Skywheeler shop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice. Hello, MTG bot.
So,
What
Green
do we
Sun
get?
Zenith from Eric for, looks like probably going to be a Tarmogoyf. Oh, getting just another Deathrite Shaman. Lining up on this Deathrite Beats, Ian kept a hand of mana, but a turn, he drew into a turn 1 Thopter Sword combo with Mox Diamonds, which got immediately Abrupt Decayed before he could untap.
Oh, man.
And so now Ian
that's
is
rough.
just struggling.
Yeah, that's one thing that Tezzeret does not do great is top deck.
Until you draw either the Jace or the Tezzeret. But
Yeah,
beyond those cards,
It,
you
like
very little.
it's a very like one relies on the other pretty heavily.
Yes.
So if you are just in top deck mode and it looks like you drew a land, Death Rights just get there.
Have you decided on what the love proxy number in the vintage tournament would be? There was some talk of 15, some of 20, I believe.
Hey, you're welcome. That person bought a
Got the Grim Monoliths?
got some Grim Monoliths. I hope you like
Nice.
them. I packed those up real tight. I want to make sure those were good. What were you asking me? Proxies?
Yeah, I heard some of 15, some of 20 for the vintage tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a little research. I think a lot of the times people do 15 because I think that allows you the 9 obvious ones
some
and
mana.
then some lands / other cards or cradles or whatever else whatever else you're running. So I think we're gonna do 15 because I want it to be somewhat like real decks. I don't want people just rolling in. I'm not gonna do like a full proxy. It's gonna
It's vintage.
yeah. Well, and then there's a lot of guys that play down south that I think if they know that there's a vintage with a pretty regular proxy allowed, and then also the other thing would be to make the people that are proxying pay a little additional extra for their proxies, like $1 or something like that.
Oh, so it's like I've seen some players do 50 cents per proxy.
Yeah,
or something
50
like
cents or whatever. Exactly. Yeah. That way, they're playing vintage. They're still having to pay a little extra, but
You get to play vintage,
yeah, exactly.
which is a pretty cool format, I'm told.
yeah.
Draws into a Dimir Signet, might fire it off just to keep the hand a little bit low,
So-
just in case an Ensnaring bridges the draw.
Yeah, he could even in a Ensnaring Bridge may not do. I mean, he's got death. When Death Right's on the field, it's just a frustrating matchup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is unfortunate. Do-do-do.
Yeah, that's not doing much for Ian here.
People
So
always
he's gotta,
forget the family-friendly aspect of this one, and then I always have to go in here and do this stuff.
Yeah, type stuff. That's just the worst.
It means I have to type stuff, and it means that I have to do all this.
Ugh,
I
type
know.
Stuff.
It's frustrating.
So yeah, Ian needs to hit some good draws here, and he's got Goyf and Death Rights. This is unfortunately going to be a quick game if Ian can't get something. He's at 6. Actually, I think this one's unfortunately just over at this point. Swing with a Goyf.
Bashing in.
2, and he's got a duress in the yard. Yep.
So Ian basically needs to. Oh, okay. He's just gonna tap his Ancient Tomb.
Oh, Ian, he's
Take
like,
it.
before you get me, I will get me.
Ian does take 2 kills so far in this match.
Oh, that's very good. Does that technically make Ian 2-0 then? Ian? Ian, are you 2-0 now?
Oh man.
That was enjoyable, so.
Geek Forge is a Canadian store. Nope. Dope. I guess practically.
But I do like Canada.
We're in Snohomish, Washington. We're 3 hours away from the
Yeah,
border.
we've been to Canada twice actually. Up at their GPs, they run a very, very fun, Vancouver. They do a good job.
Only twice, he says.
Well, for Magic. Twice for Magic. I've been there multiple times, but Magic, 3 times?
I went. You remember? You sponsored me
Well,
the
it
year
was-
before that.
Okay, that's right. I guess
Yep.
they've actually done it pretty yearly. Well, I said we as in the collective, as in a bunch of us from the store have
The
gone up to
collective
the last
us.
2. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's right. Yeah, 3 years, or I guess it would be 2 years ago now, 2.5 years ago.
I love the Vancouver GPs. They're actually one of the ones that I look forward to the most.
Yeah. Also, I agree. They will never print the reserve list. Boom. Stamp it. Triple stamp, double stamp. Wait, what is it?
I don't know.
Dumb and Dumber. You can't triple stamp a double stamp? Boom, stamped it. Never reprint the reserve list. So, I don't know. Does he have a sideboard? Oh, he does have a
Yeah,
sideboard. What's
yeah.
he got in the sideboard? He's got
He's
really
got
not a
Surgical.
I guess.
Which feels kind of medium, but you can hit a Sword of the Meek with it.
Yeah. I mean, surgicaling one of the 2
Yeah.
combo pieces is not bad, and you're playing Abrupt Decay, so you
Maelstrom
can...
Pulse is a lot better than Fatal Push in
Yeah.
Dismember, so
Yeah.
I'd probably bring that in
The
too.
Tezzerator deck has a lot of really cool, and I don't know if, but I'm pretty sure Ian would. I don't know what he's playing. It's an interesting deck that can play so many different cards sideboard.
Yes.
I don't know what he's got going on. He's doing something. Oh, Trinispheres. That one's okay, I guess. I mean, if you get it, Eternal and Trinisphere is not bad. But I mean, out past that, I mean, they got Death Rights, they got Abrupt Decays. It's an interesting. I don't know. It's an interesting matchup. Anytime you're playing the the green-black stuff. They do all sorts of cool stuff.
It's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
Hi, Peter.
Is Peter in there?
Peter said hi, guys, and I said, hey, Peter.
Hi, Peter. Oh, hey, Peter. Hi, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. How exciting. Okay, but yeah, I'm overall pretty excited about this event. I'm excited about the GPs. Going to GP Vegas.
Yep.
You're playing in the.
Man.
You were playing in the Legacy one.
Playing in the Legacy one. I'm so excited for just Vegas in general.
Oh yeah.
5 days of we'll all be playing Magic and hanging out, and
I'm going Wednesday to Tuesday.
I'm going Wednesday to Monday morning. Flying out Monday morning.
Nice.
So
So we'll
come
have to
right
hang
back
out.
into the store.
And
Yeah.
right
So if
back
you're
to-
going to be there, you find us.
Seriously, please do. Meeting
Yeah.
people is something that we dig.
I enjoy.
We dig it like
Give you a
someone with
hearty
a
handshake.
shovel tries to get to China.
Yeah.
If you're on the opposite side, or wherever you are, think of the place that's on the other side of the world as if you had a shovel and were trying to get there.
Find us.
Yeah, because it's not a matter. If it was a broomstick, you'd fly.
Right.
Yeah, but
You're a wizard, Harry.
you're a wizard.
So we got 2 keeps. I think Ian's got a pretty good hand there. I got Force, 2 Thopters. He's going to turn 1 Thoughtseize. Ian is going to let it happen because he's got a pretty good starting hand. I like that starting hand a lot because he can't take the Thopter. Though the annoying thing would be right now if he did have Thoughtseize Surgical and hit both of them Thopters, that would be a
I
frustrating
might
one.
almost take Thirst for Knowledge.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too because you can't get rid of both Force of Will unless you're like planning on doing something right away. You don't need to get rid of that. So
Yeah.
Thirst for Knowledge is the draw. That
It's
is
the draw power.
It's the accelerator.
Like, right now you've got a turn 2 Thopter Foundry, and it's just going to be tricky. Okay. So, Eric is going to be falling down to
2.
18.
He's gonna take. Oh, he took the Thopter. Well, he maybe if he's got a.
If he's got a backup hand to start. Oh no, he's got a
He's-
hand to Turok in
he
hand.
does-
He's hedging his bets.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Ian had a good draw here though. Trinisphere. That's. There's your early Trinisphere. That was good.
The 3 ball! That is heartbreaking. Do you
Yep.
see what is in Eric's hand right now?
Yeah.
Because it's not a second or a third land.
Yeah. That he was. Yeah. He had a second Thoughtseize. So that early Trinisphere did it. It definitely did it.
Oh my goodness. Is it still only 15 proxies allowed? It is 15 proxies allowed at the moment.
Yeah.
Trying it out. The system got abused.
Who is that? Who's that person? Come
Alkasu?
back and play? Yeah.
I don't know the name
Who?
Alkasu.
Well, who are you?
I believe they're in the Seattle area though.
Well, you should come up and play anyway.
We do have someone who's in the store who is borrowing a deck today.
Yeah, because you know what? If you don't have a fully deck built, someone else may have a spare.
In fact, people often do.
Someone's borrowing my deck.
More wins all around.
I mean, yeah, you know, that's the way it goes.
We're back to Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek.
Yep.
And we've got the mana for it.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
well, actually we don't because the Trinisphere. But we can assemble part of it and recognize that Eric is still...
I think you play
draw
the.
it.
Oh no, he's just playing Mind Sculptor.
Or... Oh, you're Bellingham. Sorry. My bad. My bad. But you're in Bellingham.
Oh, Bellingham. Okay.
I love Bellingham. They have to look good enough for... They have to look good enough that we can tell what they are on stream.
Yeah, stream, which is just kind of covers everything because I mean, like, good enough for your opponent to be able to recognize and know exactly what it is, but by that sense, if it's good enough on camera, it's probably good enough for your opponent, of course. So
Exactly.
it just we want it to look good.
Yeah.
You know, we want people that actually want to play Legacy but may or may not be able to afford the cards.
Don't Sharpie it on the back of them.
Right. Yeah. Or black and white photocopies or a card that's like a third of the size of an actual card or whatever. It's just like, look, make good proxies.
Weird examples.
Yeah, the exact 3 things that I hate the most.
So we don't do proxies. We do 15 now. We lowered it down to 15. It was the full 75.
Right.
But a couple of players ended up starting to move towards abusing that system to basically just make it to where we would have 4 to 5 players all on one like complete lockdown prison deck. And it got to a point to where the rule was no longer leading to more fun but less,
Right.
which meant that we are moving away from it. And
Yu-Gi-Oh card. You can ride on all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Just not play them in the tournament.
the rule might get reevaluated at a later date, but
Yeah.
for now it no longer served its function.
For the most part, the people, we've been doing it for so long that the people that are actually interested in building Legacy decks have probably built at least a big chunk of them. So
Which actually a lot of them have. Like
Yeah.
the Goblins players
Yep.
assembled almost the entire thing.
Yep. Josh has built a Red Blue Delver and different variants, and mostly right now he's just proxying the lands, but he's picked up a couple of them, and he's picked up all the actual core pieces. So
Yeah.
so this is a tough match right here. Ian's in a great spot. In case we're
Trinisphere is just obliterating this board.
Trinisphere and Jace.
And that Academy Runes is huge. Because that
Yeah.
means that even if Eric gets rid of that Trinisphere, even if he gets rid of this combo
Yeah.
that's in his hand, now that Academy Runes is going to mean that this is forever.
Yeah. No, this is. I mean, it's interesting that Ian is still brainstorming. I feel like he's pretty much got him on lock at this point. I mean, maybe he's looking for something. I'm not quite. I mean, he's got the mana to pretty much do
For Ian,
most of what he needs. Yeah, he's got the Thought for Sword. He could just kind of put those down because even if Eric has the third land and then he Abrupt Decays, he's probably hitting the Trinisphere first, which gives you 2 turns to kind of do everything you need to do.
possibly,
And
yeah.
you can start just kind of getting all that. So
How long were we doing the full 75 before we switched to 15? About a year.
it's at least a full year. Yeah.
I
It
would
was-
say at minimum a year. As long as this stream has been happening for Legacy,
Yeah.
we have had it.
Yeah. So it's been a pretty close to a full solid year.
Maybe just over. Maybe about like a year and a couple months.
Yeah. Long enough.
Yeah.
Long enough. Even I mean, like, a couple of the kids are like, high schools with no jobs, but they've saved up credit. They've gotten, what is it? Cavern's been reprinted and some other stuff. So
Our pleasure.
you're very welcome. Thanks for asking.
It is our genuine.
You can ask me anything. Ask him anything.
We should do an AMA one day.
I don't know what that is.
And
Ask me anything.
Yeah. I'll tell you, if we get to a point of being more well-known than we are right now, because we're still a pretty small deal, but if we're ever like a well-known thing, let's do a Reddit AMA together.
Man, that seems like something that really cool people do that I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet.
Well, I mean, mostly I'll do it, and you can just sit around in the chat with your own account and troll people.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll be like talking. I'll be like asking myself questions, so I can only answer the ones that I'm answering for myself. Be like, "Oh, Dylan, what do you think about this? Oh, Dylan, what a great question!" It'll just be me asking myself questions, so I don't actually have to answer anything for realsies.
There is a 5/5 Trinisphere right now.
Yeah, this game's over.
This game is done, so.
Yeah, double fetch. He goes down to 11, and then
What's our favorite breed of dog? Australian Shepherds.
I had an American Eskimo dog, nice little white dog, very cute. But I've always been partial to Huskies.
What's-
oh man, now I can't remember the name.
What's the best mustard? Honey mustard.
I like Dijon.
Nice, that's a good one. Oh, that's right, the Trinisphere is tapped. That effect only works when it's untapped. He actually just overpaid for that Abrupt Decay. He's got a floating mana.
Should I go tell him?
It's not illegal to do it. We don't tell him on missed triggers. Just
Oh, is
illegal
it a
game
trigger?
actions. No, but he didn't do anything illegal there. He just overpaid
Oh,
for it.
right.
But when that Trinisphere is tapped, it no longer actually functions.
That's one of those. Yeah, those are very.
It was like a, what was it, mono artifact or static artifact? Something.
Yeah, those mono and. I can't remember.
Hey Sean, you want to commentate the vintage tournament with me when it happens? Okay. So, how close? Close. We're looking for a Norwegian elk count. Ooh, that is close. Required to declare his mana floating, right? Couldn't say. When is that? When is that? We don't know yet. It should be. We'll be solidifying a date, but when it happens, come join me in the booth. So Ian's got some resources available, and we have got those lands tapped. We've got the Ancient Tomb. We've got 5 mana. We've got a Jace and a Tezzeret. Even though we lost the Trinisphere, we're still looking pretty good, especially since we even have the ability to have this Academy Runes potentially. Put it back on top, then we can brainstorm with the Jace and get it back. But instead, we're going to take the... Ooh, we're going to instead go for the combo. If you're free, you're definitely going that you may want to play, that's fair. That is fair. Okay. You want to make 3D zombie tokens with an Exacto, double-sided sticky film, you need a lot of tokens and double the zombie card. What's the best common, uncommon zombie art? Doesn't have to be anything creative. Ooh, I don't know. Anybody want to help out Drinkard Moat MTGO? What is your favorite common, uncommon, cheapo zombie art? Moondrius, I'm sorry to hear that. It is always unfortunate when like bannings are inherently unfortunate, and anytime that you ban something, you're gonna alienate a group of your player base. So it's always a little bit of a tricky place to be, but so you just hope that it makes a format in which more people are gonna join than leave. Don't know, but I'm sorry that you lost that. I hope that you find that interest again, or that you find your interest elsewhere in this community potentially. It's been a pleasure having you. So we do still have Tarmogoyf in Eric's hand. Thopter Sword combo with 3 mana up is pretty problematic. Ian is really looking like he's getting to close this game out. We do have a Thoughtseize coming down, but with the Academy runes, there's very little that's going to be happening here. Hammer time. What a great song. Spawn Kickbot. Nice. What's up, JB Red Phoenix? How you doing? How you doing? A whir of invention in response. We want to grab something out of our deck. We are going to pay, looks like 2 mana for it. So what are we grabbing? Could be, actually I'm not sure what 2 mana piece that we're going for. Oh, a redundant Thopter. Nice.
No one's trying. The store is still out there.
Good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Good.
But this game looks over.
It's pretty close to it.
Eric goes down to 8, 7
Yeah.
from the Thoughtseize. Yeah.
You're working on an EFF podcast. I don't know what that means, but good luck. I'm working on getting onto a podcast.
Am I doing this right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
What Academy runes? That one. That's in his hand.
Yep.
Takes out the Ensnaring Bridge with the Thoughtseize. It's the only option left.
Which is a very difficult. When your opponent shows Academy runes, you basically just paid 2 life to make them not have an Ensnaring Bridge for a turn. Which at this point is completely irrelevant because this game is. What's the thing when you go whoosh? You scoop.
You scoop them up,
Yep, this thing is a big old ice cream scoop.
but it's not Sunday.
This thing is 2 scoops actually. This is a balanced breakfast of a scoop.
I have no idea what you're talking about, JB Red Phoenix. You keep putting in numbers. I don't know what they mean, but I saw the word podcast. I hope you enjoy doing that. I'm trying to get onto the Tournament
Podcast,
Thoughtseize podcast.
Yeah.
Do I think High Tide variants are improved by the top ban? I know Feline Longmore has been playing it. I would ask her more than myself. She's been streaming recently. I'm very excited about her streaming. She's awesome and really hugely entertaining. So if you do see the Feline Longmore stream on, and you think to yourself, well, I do love watching all the Rogue stream, and while Geek Fortress or TJ aren't on, check out her stream. She's pretty cool.
I'm just interested to see if Iona needs to go back into the main board for my deck.
Is she the High Tide? Yes. She is the one who is the High Tide Master. Sue, a lot of lands for Ian, but honestly, there's not even a whole lot of what. Ian doesn't need anything.
Right.
What, like an
He's kinda
Ensnaring
just-
Bridge would be neat,
He's kind of just enjoying the deck right now.
but
That's what Ian's doing. When
there's a Thopter Sword combo out.
Yeah. He's doing a lot of things when it could just. But you know what? It's entertaining.
Like a Thopter Sword combo when there is currently 10 mana available. Sorry, scratch that. 9 mana available. So Ian
And
is going to be
Jace
gaining
and
7
Sands.
life. So the Tarmogoyf unlikely to be
Plays the
damaging
Meek Stone,
either those
yeah.
creatures or either those planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Like the amount of advantage at this point is just absurd.
The Rogues Gallery. 2 scoops.
The Rogues Gallery is awesome. Rogues Gallery is a great burn.
I've heard good things.
Have you?
Yeah.
From me mostly?
Well, from anyone that's talked about it.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of you and some other people.
Cool.
They're all like, these are good things.
The Rogues are good peeps. Okay.
Why'd she give up? Probably because High Tide's just not.
High Tide was in an abysmal place.
It's just not. It's very cute, and it's a lot less cute, more playable now. So, yeah, it's just a deck
Counterbalance was pretty good.
thing. Yeah.
There's a 1-drop on top of my deck. Ooh, man, okay, so I lose.
Yeah. Okay.
Neat. Thanks for playing.
Rihanna Painter.
Thanks for showing up.
Oh, Rihanna Painter.
Okay. Do I remember the time that I won the store from Dylan? I do. I actually Luckily, I decided to give him a cut of the store back in exchange for basically running the whole
Luckily,
thing.
wait, this finger.
So
luckily.
basically, he actually gets a 99.5% cut. The 0.5% cut is, of course, all the streaming stuff back here.
and
that I
still no
decided to-
time off.
And still no time off. That's,
Yeah.
of course, the big
No
benefit.
days off.
Yep.
No soup for me.
Ned, you got me all hyped up for the first, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good times.
It is good times. I'm still not sure if I'm supposed to tell people, though, so now I'm just vaguely hinting at it.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
See? Vaguely hinting.
No, you could talk about it. It's fine. I just don't know anything other than the day that we're doing it outside of airing.
True, we
So-
have very little information on it.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really answer questions.
Yeah, it's just a cool thing that someone talked me into. I was like hesitant on it, and they came back in today, and they were like, "Oh man, you should do this." And I was like, "Okay."
And then you sent me a message, and I
Yeah,
think I responded just yes, like no questions asked.
I think the question was, "What day do I need to get off?"
That's it.
Which was then a yes.
Project X was actually unsuccessful. So Project X was a no-go, but that's okay. There's other projects.
Project X squared is on the way though,
Project X squared.
and
is
it's
on the
already
way.
in motion.
So we are going to create a Thopter, sacking
Yeah.
that first Thopter Foundry
Game
to
of Life.
the other
This
one.
it seems like this turn is taking forever when this game is just like just over. Ian tap out makes thousands of dudes.
Well, Ian wins this turn.
Yes,
There's
that's
not
what I'm
enough blockers in the world
Yeah,
for this.
that's what I'm saying. So he's gonna do this 6 times, gain 6 life, make 6 flyers,
I'm going to go up to 17.
and then swing for a bunch of the air, including a Tezzeret thing. He's gonna find out what's going on, and I am gonna go get the next round going because this is Dunzo.
Yeah. That's okay, Doro. Life goes on, doesn't it? So, it's okay. Life will continue, and we are going to... It's okay, USNNT. Thank you so much for the sympathy. I put a lot into it. It didn't work out, but it worked out slightly. I don't want to detail it too much with it still being unsuccessful. But it got partway there. It's not fully there, and in the coming months we might see more success from it. Okay, so Ian with the Game 3 win with only 4 minutes left. We are going to head on up. Northwest, yes indeed, this is of course a local game store. So sometimes players will be learning more things, sometimes they'll be learning about the different combos, and while the Thopter Sword combo does have a little bit of a reputation, it's also not really in any of the top decks or anything like that, so in a first glance at Legacy you may not notice it first. Just getting a quick run through on it. And let's head on up, I'll see you all there. Hello and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ. This is the Geek Fortress stream, and of course, if you haven't yet, you should hit that follow button and of course consider subscribing or giving some of those cheers for your favorite players. It's a fun way to show your support to those players, which is actually just showing support to us. But hey, we appreciate it nonetheless. You can also check out GeekFortressGames.com anytime that you need those cards, those supplies, any of those cool things, because when you help support that store, you are help supporting what we're doing, right? As this shop grows, we grow. As that we are tied together, and so helping out the store is a really good way to just show that appreciation to the store for allowing us to do this. You've officially hit a fork in the road. You can either pursue an NHL career, woo, and most likely be an AHL, nice, okay, or pursue an education, keep your body intact. That is a question. So, what I'm going to tell you is, first of all, take everything that I say with a grain of salt. I'm a 25-year-old person with like a decent amount of life experience, but certainly less than many. And what I'm going to say applies to both of them, but it's at least how I like to evaluate things. People very rarely regret the things that they do. They more often regret the things that they don't. So that can apply to both of those things. But remember, like, make sure that you'll, yeah, you know. Is there an online storefront? Yes, there is at GeekFortressGames.com. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. But I don't know. That's a really personal decision, and I would feel like it's not really my place to offer the feedback in that one, not knowing your life, your situation, or the background leading into it. But I don't know. I don't know. That's just what I've got for you, and I know that it's not much, but it's something. So we have got 1 minute left in this round. We're getting ready for round 3 as green black beats got annihilated, obliterated. Well, not really, but certainly it didn't look too good as it got taken down by Tezzerator. As we get ready for round 3, Efmisio, hope I'm doing great. Hey, I am doing great, and I hope that you're doing great as well. In fact, I'm almost certain that you are. Quadacorbo, well, it's just someone in chat mentioned that they are currently coming to a crossroads between pursuing the career that they're passionate about, but also, or going for education and continuing down that path. What's my best trait? What is my best trait? Said okay, thank you so much. 7 months of subbing and counting. I appreciate it. You're amazing. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. And I love the support that we receive from each and every one of our Fortnites, the viewers, the lurkers, and all those kinds of things. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being such a long-standing supporter of this stream, and it's a pleasure having you here. My best trait is probably my enthusiasm, I guess. I think it would be like my passion for the things that I do. Something that I've decided for myself, and I don't always follow as well as I'd like to, is to try and make sure that when I do something, I do it with passion. And I don't know. Like, that's kind of what it is. So I don't honestly know what my best trait is. That's kind of a big question, and you may have just been trolling anyway, or maybe you were serious. But I don't entirely know, and we'll see. How often do I pluck my eyebrow hair? Never. I have never touched it. Ever. Is that common? I don't know. How do you... I don't... wouldn't it hurt? Do you shave it? Or do you just pluck it entirely? I don't know. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Touch my eyebrows right now. Okay. You use your shaver. Oh, okay. Huh. Cool. Cool. Okay, so let's... Hey, thank you so much, Rojo37. I do appreciate that. I don't want to be fishing for compliments too much because that just... I don't know. That just starts to like get weird for me because, I don't know, I'm happy, you know? But I do appreciate you saying nice things, so thank you. Love your job, but there's all kinds of stressors and days that you're not fond of it, so you don't agree with the find the job that makes you happy argument. I don't know, like, if it leads to happiness, then that's definitely great. That is certainly great. Okay. Okie dokie. So, I don't know. Careers are kind of an odd thing. You got a round 3 for us?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Dylan.
All right, yeah. So you have...
Facing the wall.
I think facing the wall is Sam.
Ooh.
Playing Infect.
And?
Infect. Oh, who's he playing against? He's playing against Ryan.
Really?
Playing Storm.
Really?
So we have quite the combo there.
I mean, it is functionally a combo, right?
Yeah. And this will be Sam's played many of Infect in Modern. But
Yes.
not in Legacy. His first night here playing Legacy. So
Really?
So he gets the full fun of Invigorate Berserk. Ooh, ooh. Which is just like
So he's doing the full Tom Ross thing.
0. Yes.
Nice, I dig it.
Yes, he is. And he's playing against Storm.
Storm is pretty good.
Storm is in a much better place now. That's for sure.
Oh, it certainly is. But now the Deathrich, I was kind of the enforcer of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you ready to
You
head on
smell
down to the
good.
field?
Yeah, I smell great. Do you smell it?
You smell delightful. Alright, we'll see you down there. Alright, and one of the players seems to not be quite there just yet, but they will be moving on over eventually.
He's in the bathroom.
Oh, okay, cool. That's. Hey, you know what? You gotta follow the Primeval Titan flavor text sometimes. It's an important thing to do, and that's just the way that it's gonna happen. So, Infect versus Storm. I think Storm, or I kind of feel like Infect is probably faster. You're writing, you've designed a game. That's awesome. Interesting. I mean, if I can, I would like to do this. Or something. I would love to produce content for this community. And if I can do that, I think I might chase that. Ever so slowly. But it's a hard business to break into when you aren't already famous in Magic. Or at least already well known. So, it takes a lot of persistence, and we're going to keep doing that. Because persistence is also a pretty good trait of mine. So, we'll see what we can do with it. You were an artificer. Ooh, that's awesome, Glorious Visionary. That's very cool. That is very, very, very cool. I work with building permits. That's what I do. That's what I do. When I do what I do. Okay. Best bet is going to some existing Magic websites and try and provide them comments. Yes, but what kind of comment? What kind of content? I think I can do all kinds of stuff, but I want to do the ones where I can... I don't know. For me, it's all about trying to like improve the... try and make a difference in the community, and trying to figure out the best way that I can do that within my time constraints. Right, Cubbies, 842. Thank you so much for that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. I hope you're having a wonderful evening, day, night, morning, whatever it is. You are just kinds of awesome. What is that storm art? That is the new art for Tendrils of Agony. Have I ever said, I do not permit you this building permit? I have not said that. No. I'll have to consider it next time. Unpermitted. We have said that is not permitted. Sometimes it's a conditional thing. But that's a Gitaxian Rope coming down. We've got Flooded Strand, Underground Sea, Brainstorm, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, and Dark Ritual. A lot of things going on here. I can see a good argument for taking the draw power, especially because that fetch land is in hand for Ryan. It's also going to get rid of the redundant lands, so I might take out the... Oh no, this is just a Gitaxian Probe at the moment. For example, you see more and more Commander Leagues forming. Try and get in at the ground level with one that is yet to form. Honestly, Commander, not my format. Commander is not my format. It used to be, 100%. But I'm pretty much off it at this point. Is this Tess or Ant? It's Ant. It's Ant. I mean, if you see a Storm deck, it's probably wise to assume that it's Ant, since Tess is basically, like... pretty... I guess actually maybe Tess got a little bit more popular with... maybe Tess got a little bit more popular with Top going away. But at least definitely before that, it was the super fringy one, and Ant's probably the more consistent and probably better one, but I don't know. I don't know. Don't entirely know. So, 2 lands out for Ryan. We did lose the Brainstorm. We do have a Cabal Therapy, and I think we actually also have... Oof. I didn't take the Brainstorm as a good probe. Goodness gracious. Just fired off the Brainstorm. Used the fetch to shuffle things away. And now, Ryan, feeling pretty good. We've got a Cabal Therapy. We're going to name some spells. What do we want to take? If you didn't cast a turn 1 Glistener Elf, you probably named the turn 2 Blighted Agent. If you want to go for that, unless you're planning on just beating them after they try and cast that, you take out Force of Will. So I'm going to say that Force of Will or Blighted Agent are the 2 names that we might see from Ryan. Yes, that's my bet. And we're going to take a look in. We've got Blind Agent and Force. It looks like we just missed all around. And a Daze. Maybe it was naming Brainstorm? I bet named Brainstorm. Or maybe he wasn't aware of what deck it was. Maybe Ryan ended up naming something like a Death Threat Shaman against this deck. He may not have realized that he was up against Infect. Though the Gitaxian Probe should be a good indicator. Maybe he thought it was Rug Delver then. And maybe he named like a Tarmogoyf or anything like that. But even then, I might still name Force. So maybe it was Brainstorm that was the name. Especially with the fetch being up, even though it's that. I don't know. But Inkmoth Nexus is going to come down for Sam. We're also going to drop down the Blighted Agent. Ryan's going to untap, and he's looking pretty solid. Just drew into the Ad Nauseam, and he may have just potentially won with that. Except he doesn't quite have Threshold yet, and that is going to make it tricky. But he does have a Lion's Eye Diamond, which is also pretty good, as well as a Lotus Petal. So he could fire off the Ritual, go for that, and he could end up going for Ad Nauseam with no cards in hand and still have access to that. Huh, that sounds pretty good. And a attack. Ooh, and a Probe. But he's just going to pass it back. He's got time, and he wants to wait. No counter magic in hand currently, which means that if Sam has got the kill, then Sam's got the kill. He does have the Invigorate in hand. Oh, that's a good point. There is Force of Will and Daze. You're right. You're right, Chipmunks. Chipmunks. Yes. What's a ritual? It's a Cabal Ritual and Dark Ritual. You are right. Sam does have access to those cards. So Ryan is going to have to be patient. You're on an iPad? Nice. Okay. So, with all the fetching, Sam is down to 16, especially with that Gitaxian Probe. Brian down to 19 in the meantime. Not casting any of these spells unnecessarily so that he can try and get as high of a storm count as possible on the turn that he's going to be going off. They are likely proxied, Chimp. We do allow 15 proxies currently for our legacy events. We don't sanction them. Our FNM format is actually draft. Okay. So, moving just 3 letters from a word, it doesn't need to be. I think it's not so much removing 3 letters as far as 2 syllables, but you're right, I don't need to. It's not something that's necessary. So we're up to 23. Oh, and a Become Immense. Sam takes down the win. Turn 3. Invigorate to give it +4/+4. Become Immense to give it +6/+6. Bash for 11. Infect. Woo! Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Okay. Revised foreign duels can be bordered. True. True. But you're right. There is no reason for me to say writ instead of ritual. It's just like the term that I've started using, but when I'm back here, I should probably use the term ritual because that's what it is. So, I can absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. But 11 isn't lethal? Yeah, true. Absolutely true. 11, totally not lethal. Unless, of course, poison counters are, however. And that is the unfortunate thing. Okay. So. What? I don't know what people are saying in there, but that's okay. Sam taking a look at this sideboard. Corrosion Grip is kind of an interesting choice, but unlikely to actually be super effective. Surgical Extraction seems much better. But we'll see what we do. In the meantime, as we get ready for Game 2, welcome everybody to the Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ, and it is a pleasure having you all here. Please remember that we do have We do like to keep the stream family friendly and of course friendly to all. We do try to avoid politics. We do try to avoid some of the more controversial stuff so that we can make this about Magic and more importantly just about having fun and building a community that works well with each other. So if you do have questions, comments, and feedback, feel free to toss those ones in. Please do remember that we are at a local game store and not the Pro Tour. These players are here to have fun and have some good times. And if you do have any constructive criticisms, that's certainly welcome. But it should be in a way that helps that player improve as opposed to just tear them down. In 6 words, why is Lightning Bolt a good card? Elegant design, fits in... you know what, I'm going to restart this. I'm sorry. 6 words, why is Lightning Bolt a good card? Swiss Army knife. Not specific answer. Oh, that's fine. That's Magic related. That is fine. You don't think Felidar Guardian should have been emergency banned? Actually, I agree. It should have been banned 2 days prior to the emergency ban and the regular ban list. So we completely agree on that. I don't think that that's controversial at all. Ryan going to be on the play with a Storm deck, which is a pretty fast deck. And if he does have those Cabal therapies, he's likely going to start naming those Force of Wills as well as those Dazes. So, we'll have to work on that one. Forgot the Kappa? Nah. He's at 23? Yes. You don't think that the Guardian should have been banned? Not until the post Pro Tour ban period? Any deck that takes up 37% of 35 to 37% of the meta, and then immediately goes up to like 60% of the meta, strikes me as a problem. And like, I agree that bans are bad. Bans are awful. Bans are just, ugh. The fact that there have been so many standard bannings is a problem with the way that things were developed, and that's unfortunate. But I think ignoring the fact that there's the problem and hoping that it gets better is not the solution once you're this deep into it. And while development seems to be getting better with Amonkhet, I personally think that at least taking their stances on bannings is them admitting that they messed up and not trying to ignore it. The whole rotation thing is its own host of things. I wish that they had not changed back the rotation. Bans are a sign of design mistakes that haven't been properly tested. That would be development. The design of those cards is perfectly fine. The development on them was problematic. The design of a 1/4 cat that flickers things is fine. The development of that card being a 1/4 for 4 that flickers specifically anything is problematic. Okay. So, a Glistener Elf out for Sam. Ryan going with a Preordained to kick things off. Now, we do have a couple of Brainstorms in hand, and we have got a Lotus Petal, but we don't have another land yet. Possibly looking for a fetch land off of this, which would be pretty helpful, and I think we may have hit it. Looks like a couple of Polluted Deltas off the draw there. We do also have some Lion's Eye Diamond, and overall, just some pretty solid stuff going on. Okay. We also do have Lion's Eye Diamond and Infernal Tutor. Pretty neat combo all around. And I think we're potentially... Okay, and we're going to go with the fetch land there. We are looking to get rid of some of those cards. Okay. Give us I agree. The fact that they've been hiring more people is pretty promising to me. And like Amonkhet looks like it was well developed, so I'm excited about things moving forward in the sets. And I don't even think that it was entirely like poor development. There were a couple of things that were missed, but I think it was more just a flawed mentality that was starting off. Like they had this change in their development philosophy to help feature different decks and to highlight different strategies, and it sounded pretty cool on paper, and it just didn't work out. And it was one that they've tried in the past and it didn't work out, and I think they went back to it. And again, you know, I don't work for Wizards, which means that I may not have all the information that was included. I'm just going off of what the articles have said from them. But I think that they were operating off of kind of a flawed viewpoint, and once they recognized that, they were able to start changing it back and doing their job pretty dang well. Yep. Okay. You just want core sets to be back? I don't want core sets so much as I want core cards. The fact that there was always Duress, Lightning Strike, like cancel, like the fact that there was always things like that in each core set was good for the format, I think. So, a brainstorm from Ryan. We are sitting, we do, I think, still have oh no, we're actually down a little bit on that. We do still have the blue to Delta. We're keeping that one as a way to keep that fetch happening. Tron and Standard again. Nice, Glorious Visionary. I can get behind that just because Tron is sweet. The Glorious Visionary and the Glistener Elf and the Blighted Agent having a pretty good time out right now, potentially having a heyday. Sam, I believe I see a Force of Will in hand, possibly a Daze. So this could be a hand that's quite slow but resilient, and maybe just trying to keep Ryan from actually going off. Now, with those two fetch lands, it means that Ryan functionally could have 5 cards in the graveyard, which means that he's getting closer to having Threshold for Cabal Therapy, but he also does need to be cautious about the Force of Will, potentially. We have to print strong land removal. Oh, certainly, absolutely. Absolutely. Daze, Force, and Brainstorm. Dang, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And another Daze. Okay, see, I see 2 Dazes, a Brainstorm, a Force, and yeah, I think that you're right that that is a land. So Sam's sitting on a hand that is pretty stacked right now, and if that's a fetch, then that Brainstorm looks even better. And it looks like that is what we're about to see. It might also just be digging for the fetch. But we also might just see an attack for 2 and then pass it. Is it a crop rotation? Ooh, now that's a good eye. Good eye if so. And that could end up being a pretty good way to shuffle it away. You end up going for maybe the Inkmoth Nexus, and you still have all those up. I like that a lot, and I think we just drew into an Invigorate and a Become Immense. Of course we did. Of course we did. Neat. So let's just put back probably the Daze, and you can even get rid of the crop rotation if you want to and just draw it next turn. Sam, I think, just drew into the win this turn. Wow, that's pretty good. Oh wait, does Sam not have enough cards in graveyard? Maybe not. With only 3 cards in the graveyard, Sam might be setting up for next turn. Never mind. We may not have the kill just yet. We may not have it just... Oh, unless... If Ryan were to try and cast something, he could end up double dazing it and Force of Will it to get 6 cards in and then tap the mana. But Ryan not casting a spell means that Sam doesn't have that opportunity to do so. Ooh. He's 1 short. Wait. Is he 1 short? Because he could... Yeah, he is 1 short. He could crop rotate, that's true. Because what Sam could do is cast Invigorate, but then he could force it and then daze the Force and decline to pay. Or he could daze it and then force his own daze to get 2 cards into the graveyard. He had a couple of options there. Double daze. No double daze. And we're going to go for a Duress here. So Ryan does have 2 floating mana, so this daze just became pretty much invalidated. I might have just fired that off because it would force Ryan to actually pay the blue mana, and it would cut Ryan off from having blue mana for the turn in theory. So I think I like the daze there, but it may not be relevant. Otherwise, Ryan going for the Duress here, it means that Sam has to fire this off, but if he fires it off, then Ryan goes off. Anyway, so now we're in a tricky spot for Sam. And we could just try and force of will this and maybe hold up the days to try and catch Ryan sleeping, so to speak. If he gets a little bit greedy and drops down just a little bit too low. I think dazing... I think dazing the Dark Ritual was the right play. And now, yep, we're going to take the Force of Will, and now there's double daze. I might... Actually, you know what? I would double daze that. Nah, I guess you don't. Maybe you do. Maybe you double daze that and make it to a Ryan only gets to have... Nah, because he still is looking pretty fine. He's got the double... I don't know. I think Ryan may have just taken this game too. Game 2 may have just went to Ryan. I think hitting the Dark Ritual was the time to do it. Yeah. I think that was it. That's too bad. Oh, just the Infernal Tutor win. Alright, so this is going to be a win for Ryan. Almost impossible for him to lose here. Almost impossible. But, I mean, there's only one way to find out. Now it's Ryan's game to lose. Let's see here. Past in Flames. And look at that, we've got some rituals in the graveyard. We don't have that yet, but we do have an Infernal Tutor. We haven't even used the blue mana yet, so we can use that Infernal Tutor. We're going to ramp all that. We're going to find Tendrils, and then we're going to drain. And we're going to call it a day. That is going to be the win for Ryan. He should be at 19. You're right. He is at 19. All right, so we're going to see a game 3 out of it. Look at that. What a way to go. Unfortunate. Sam a little bit venturing newly into the Legacy realm and did not pay off that game, but he was able to take game 1, and we've got a game 3 coming up. So what will we see? What will it be done? We get Infect on the play, which I think still is probably the fast one. Crop Rotate into Bog would have been great. Oh, that would have been amazing. That would have been incredible. So, Sam heading into, and it looks like we do have that Bog in that sideboard. Not bringing it in just yet. Taking a look at that Crop Rotation that he's got there, and he looks like he wants to bring it back in. The new player tax? Yeah, I suppose. Sam has played Modern, in fact, has not played Legacy. In fact, this is the first event in Legacy right now. Would have been cleaner to just Infernal for another Infernal. Sure. Ryan, on the other hand, let's see. Storm is faster if the player has experience. Good to know. Thank you very much. Slow Hands, thank you so much for subbing. That is amazing. It didn't happen here. You might have to refresh your screen if you want it to go off on this little thing, but thank you nonetheless for subbing. That is amazingly kind of you. It means the world to us. Thank you for just helping this stream exist and helping with that monetary support and that just being here support, the people who are lurking, chatting it up, hanging out, modding, the players. Hey, let's give them a shout out. All the players who are watching this back, thank you so much. This stream doesn't exist without you. So thank you so much to the co-hosts who are out there. Thank you so very, 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 very much to the people who help me out behind the stream, behind the scenes. Thank you to Dylan for letting us do it. And thank you to Slow Hands 1 for subscribing to this stream. I know that I get excited, but that's because I get to do something that I love here, and I get to do it with all of you. And to me, that's a pretty big deal. And I'm losing my voice a little bit, which is making it a little... I'm not losing my voice. I guess... Hold on. Maybe I need to... There we go. Okay. But thank you so very much, because I get to do something that I love back here. And this is why I do this 3 times a week. I've done it 4 times a week. I've done it twice a week, once a week. I've done it as much as I can do it whenever I can do it. And I'm going to keep doing this. And it's because of all of you amazing people being here. Have a generic beverage? Well, thank you so very much, Glorious Visionary. Cheers to you. You've been meaning to sub for like 2 to 3 months now. Ooh, nice. Well, I appreciate that nonetheless. Ba la 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 la. You've needed sub for like 2 to 3 months, but you can't do it on your PS4? Well, hey, thank you so much for intending to. Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you so much for helping us out. What matchups were on earlier? We've also had a green-black value deck against Tezzerator. We've had that same green-black value deck against Elves. We've had this one. You just went 3-1 with your Legacy Infect at your local F&M. Hey, congratulations on that. You owe me a generic beverage? Fantastic. I'll see you tomorrow night. Why do you owe me a generic beverage? Did I win something? We've got Glistener Elf coming on down. And that is going to be the turn 1 play. Will we see the turn 2 Force of Will backup play? Looks like we may not, unless Sam has got it now. Going to fire that one off if that's the case. Otherwise, looks like we've got the days happening, and Sam is ready to take the risk. Lotus Petal coming on down. Unfortunate to play the Lotus Petal second main, but we did have another Daze. We see a Brainstorm, Blighted Agent, and no win in hand, which means that Sam is now unable to cast that. We take down the Brainstorm, and Sam's got 2 lands to play with. 2 of them fetches, one of them a Tropical Island. TJ should be a mod at Wholesome Memes. I love Wholesome Memes. That's a great sub. An attack for 1, and we are going slow and steady wins the race right now. An interesting hand to keep at this stage in the game. We'll see if it ends up benefiting in the long run. But hey, we're at 1 poison counter for Ryan. TJ should be a mod at Wholesome Memes. I guess let me just take a quick moment. I will say this, and I know that many of you probably don't believe this, but it's been mentioned before that a lot of my hype might be kind of fake, and I promise you that my excitement in doing this is not. Everything, like, I try very, very hard to remain genuine and very true to both who I am and what I want to be doing on this stream. And, yeah. No lies. No lies, no character. I may get more energized because I'm doing something that I love, but all of it's real. All of it's real. Okay. So, Sam with the Blighted Agent potentially coming down this turn. Ryan's got a Brainstorm that he can't cast off of this Swamp. We're going to go for a Verdant Catacombs, fall down to 19. Sam, always wanted for the Solidarity, going to be joining Ryan, who went down to 19 last turn. We'll see if he also takes the extra consideration to TJ's Hyping Commander. When I'm playing Commander, it's fun. I just don't have the time for it. I can't pay attention to that format as much as I used to. Except TJ actually plays only blue counter control decks. Classy me. It's a classic play. I'm a Randy Bueller fanboy, what can I say? Alright, so we're at 2 Infect, just going for the slow and steady beats, not playing out this Glistener Elf, maybe hinting at having a little bit extra to work with. Another Link Ponder coming on down, and we're going to get to probably shuffle. In combo decks, you usually shuffle because you're looking for one card in particular, but those couple cantrips means that we might keep it, and it looks like we're going to take the fetch land because it means you functionally get the shuffle, and you get the guaranteed fetch. We also do have a Cabal Therapy here. We can start naming some stuff. Do you name the Blighted Agent that you know about, or the 2 cards that you don't? Maybe trying to take out something there. Sam does have access to the Corrupt Rotation currently. We're going to draw in, and we find ourselves the Inkmoth Nexus. We've also got a Flusterstorm in Sam's hand, which explains why we did not cast the Blighted Agent. Might drop in the Inkmoth Nexus and try and drop it down, but instead we're just going for the I've got a 1/1 and you don't game plan. Firing this one off and maybe trying to incentivize Ryan to try and go off. We're going to fire off the Blighted Agent, and we'll see what we can do. Flusterstorm's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Otherwise, Brainstorm from Ryan. Taking a look at that top 3, he's going to put a couple of them back. He's also got that Polluted Delta, drew into yet another one, and he does have the Infernal Tutor and the Lion's Eye Diamond. Ryan might be trying to go for it this turn, but with that 1 blue mana up and not casting the Blighted Agent last turn, Ryan's got to have suspicions, he's got to have doubts, he's got to have questions about this relationship that he's got going on with Sam on the battlefield as enemies. And we are going to have to figure out, and it's going to be clear communication between them, both on the stack and, of course, in the game, in the world, in the real world. That's going to get them through it. Sure, why not? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Don't know. So, we're going to get rid of some of these rituals by the look of it. I would say this game is pretty epic. Do we get it? Oh, that joke's so funny that I'm going to have to tell my aunt about it. We'll have to see if my coverage is kind of spotty ever since we got into the middle of this storm. By the end of these jokes, we'll all need therapy. But of course, making these jokes is just part of our mid-game ritual. Cabal ritual. We're just gonna end up taking a look at that hand we missed with our name, probably naming Forcible, and we see a Gitaxian Probe. Let's take a look at what they've got. Is that the real Sean McLaren or the fake real Sean McLaren? So we're going to take a look at Infernal Tutor, Lionside Diamond, and Dark Ritual. Dropping down the land. Nice one, Nathaniel. Someone write these down. Be sure to use ink. What's up, Black Iron Burgess? Don't quote on any of this. It'll be a blight upon our permanent record. Blighted Agent coming on up, and we're going to try and put Ryan at the 6. And we are going to succeed. And still do have that Noble Herrick and that Flusterstorm. No creatures yet. A Brainstorm happening from Ryan. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. As happy as an elf. I love it. The law 2 on point, just like in Video Game High School. Another Gitaxian Probe, taking a look at that Noble Herrick and that Flusterstorm. Howdy, Gammon Tags. It's good to see ya. How you doing? Hope you're having a good old day. Okay. You don't even want to remember that any of that happened. Oh, man. That is funny. Oh, is that really what I nailed? That is awesome. Welcome to me. I am Video Game High School. Welcome to me. Man, that show was so great. He does Brian D all over this man. That's awesome. That show is so good. I love your name. That show's great. Thanks for joining us tonight. Just coming in to do a good old-fashioned chat curb stomp, huh? Pub stomp. Pub stomp is what it was. Did a good old-fashioned pub stomp in chat. Alright, we're going to keep on trying. We've got that Lionside Diamond. We've got more lands coming on down, and we are going to ponder. Tell me, have I ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? No. No, I haven't. Okay, so taking a look at these three, they don't seem to be what we're looking for. The big issue right now is that none of these, like, you've got cantrips. Cantrips are good, but you don't have shufflers. Makes that brainstorm bad. But you do have preordain, which can put that on the bottom, which is good. But overall, it may not be what you want, which is bad. And I think mostly you're looking for an answer to this Flusterstorm. But we might end up going for it. Hi, Moontoadfoot. It's good to see you. Movedonk. You just resolved that brainstorm as a ponder? Oh. I'm sorry. I just now got to that. Is that so? I may have missed that, and if so, I do apologize. And, I guess there's not a whole lot to be done about it now. We'll have to keep our eyes extra open. Thank you for letting us know, though. Sometimes when you're at a local event, and sometimes, you know, you find yourself at 10 o'clock at night after working a long day, sometimes you miss a little bit of things. Yaz, one day. One day we'll have to do that. But I'm not really sure if it was just for the joke or not. But if you were serious, thank you. I do actually really appreciate that. Crop rotation for Pendelhaven looks so good right now. I hope Sam goes for it. Yes. Yes. Sam, I think we're crop rotating for a Pendelhaven. Oh, it's gonna look so good. Sam, you're so good at this game. Oh, Sam, you're so good. Oh, Sam! And we are gonna try and dig, but we didn't have it coming up. Whoa! Nicely done, Sam. Way to take it down. Way to go for that Pendelhaven win. Have I heard LSV's Tendril story before? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. He had that free sideboard slot and ended up forgetting to put in Tendrils. But would always go for the... Yeah, I know that story. So, Sam takes it down in 3 against Storm with the 1-1 beats that eventually went deep into the Pendelhaven off of a crop rotation. Nicely done, Sam, taking down Ryan with that Flusterstorm, always so menacingly on the battlefield. Well, actually not on the battlefield, in hand for Sam, but Ryan just looking for a way to go off. Had all the pieces, but none of the time, and just had to go for it. But yes, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. That's really kind of you to say. Please don't take this as fishing for compliments, so take a moment, just don't compliment after I say this, but truly, I'm someone who feeds off of positive reinforcement very, very well. And so when people take the time to say those nice things, it truly does mean a lot to me. Boom! There we go, in hand for Sam. Response, fake it till you make it. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's head on up to the booth. We've got 13 minutes left, maybe a game 3, but there's only one way to find out by heading on up and asking questions, having some fun, and if not, we gotta prepare for the next round. I will see you all up there. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. Whoop, wrong button. Hi, everybody. My name's TJ. Josh is letting me know things. What? There's one match in Game 3 right now, which means we'll be going to Round 4 shortly? Wow, how exciting. Thank you for that information, Josh. And Ryan, I'm sorry you died. And Sam, that Pendelhaven was sweet. Are you coming to join me again?
Are they done?
Yes, they are.
Oh.
Yep.
Let me see if I can...
Okay. I know. Agrippa, you're just glad that all the pros now have to... Why pros? I have to play something other than Miracles. Would be cool to see Reed Duke on Elves, LSV on Elves, and KFD on Wickham. Yeah. I don't know. Bans are unfortunate. The top ban I understand, and I think that it will eventually lead to a cool thing. But... Enlightened tutored for a Chrome Mox to play a Blood Moon. That sounds like a pretty deep line, but it also sounds like a sweet line. So we'll be heading into round 4 soon. So I'll tell you what, everybody. If you do have any questions, feel free to toss them into chat. Again, welcome. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button and join us more in the future. You can also, of course, subscribe to the channel. It means the world to us. We're currently trying to get to 175 because the computer challenged me to it, and we're 10 away. 10 away. So if you want to be one of those 10 people that gets us to 175, the computer is right now, it's setting 165 out of 175, and I don't know why. I truly don't, but it's challenging me, and I love challenges. I love it. It's exciting to me, and it means it's getting me hyped up and amped up and rocked and ready and rolling, and man, I'm just so ready to see what we get when we get to 175. I don't know, it's a mystery. Can't you feel it in the air tonight, just like Phil Collins? But wait, that was, yes, just like Phil Collins. I don't know, maybe you do, maybe I do. JB Good 1-2, thank you for hitting that follow button. Be good to yourself, be good to us. You are great. So you have Amazon Prime, but you don't know what to do to support you. You can link it up, and then it will tell you that you have the option of giving one free Twitch Prime sub. Many of our subs are currently Twitch Prime subs, and I'm sure that they could potentially give you a walkthrough. Would anyone like to message Drinker MTGO to give them a little bit of a walkthrough on how to go about it? That would mean the world to me, and it would probably mean the world to, I don't know, someone? Somewhere? I don't know. Let's say all the cats in Amonkhet would appreciate it, because the cats are great. The cats in Amonkhet are super duper sweet. I'm excited that there's a cat lord. Man. Huh. The mystery of how a welder turns a child's toy into a great citadel. That is a little bit odd. That is a little bit odd. You really want to get some of those Judge promo full art basics? Oh, they're so beautiful. Thing that you hate about the top. There was not a single card that... Yeah, it gets a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky. But that's the way that it goes. I support it, but that doesn't make it not unfortunate. Bans are inherently unfortunate, and I much prefer worlds in which they don't exist. So I think that we are at the point where the banning of miracles makes the format gain more players than it loses. But I do truly think that it's unfortunate that the game will lose those players. Because they're just as much a part of this community as anyone else, and it's unfortunate that they get affected that way. So, it's unfortunate, but that's the way that the game goes sometimes. When you're dealing with these formats, it can eventually come to that point, and it sucks. Truly. But we've moved forward, and, you know, maybe there's a really exciting legacy meta right around the corner, and it certainly appears to be that way. Death Threat Shaman, kind of the new hotness. Looks real good. It gives the fair decks the speed to like do what they're doing. It does a little bit of everything. It doesn't lend itself to a particular strategy. Kind of becoming the lightning bolt of Legacy, so to speak. Which may not be truly accurate, but it's going to be what I'm going to say for now. Exciting as combo summer. I mean, we don't have much combo yet. I don't know. Actually, Enzi had a great time on stream these past days in his stream. Hey, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Very cool. That is the... Is that the Doomsday player? Am I right there? Is that the Doomsday player? I hope so. Hopefully I try to keep up and watch as many Twitch streams as possible, but you can only watch 1 or 2 at a time, so I don't always get them all right. But I do love Twitch streams, and I love watching them, and I like supporting them as well as I can. Okay, but hopefully that's right. I think that's the Doomsday player. Oh, fun fact, all the Legacy players. When I am streaming, I'm going to be getting back to streaming from my, oh, my bad. I was totally wrong. It was the person that innovated the 4 Predict Miracles list to combat all these dirtly decks. Nice. Okay. My bad. That's my bad. I will be playing Legacy Burn on my stream soon, so keep an eye out for that one. Twitch.tv/RedBaronMTG. I'll be streaming from home, and I intend the next time that I stream Magic to stream Legacy Burn. Your friend played Miracles and Legacy. He's been sad for a little bit, so your other friends are trying to do 15-card proxy Legacy at our LGS to play with them since you built Blue-White Stoneblade now. Awesome! That's super nice of you, and good for you to keep in touch with that friend. Good to keep encouraging them. Good to help support them. Good to let them be sad, because it is sad. And I hope that they really do enjoy Blue and White Stoneblade. Stoneforge Mystic is one cool card. And, you know what? Joe Cool would certainly appreciate that. DJ doesn't need to remember a Miracles player who did not day 2. I do try to remember as many players as I possibly can. There's so many of them out there, and I'm working on getting that as far as I can with it. But not day 2ing. I mean, variance is a part of this game. I guarantee you that all 3 of those players are better than me. Like, I enjoy playing Magic. I used to be better than I am now, but I'm probably, you know, I was at the point where I was starting to like consider trying to up my level to that level of playing at a pro level, and then I decided to do this instead. And I like doing this instead. It also means that there's still a lot of players out there who are better than me, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. I like playing. I like having fun. I'm decent at the game. And the decks that I do play, I tend to play well. Not when I'm streaming. When I'm streaming, I tend to make mistakes because I get so distracted. But that's okay. It's so much fun. Anyway, we should be having the round 4 come on up soon. I hope you're excited. Do anyone have a request? We're going to try and get the finals. But aside from that, do you have any requests? What do you want to see? With the top ban happening, what have you been playing in Legacy? Hopefully it's something exciting, maybe something without a Senseless Dividing Top, or have you been sneaking your tops in anyway? Maybe bringing them in under wraps, putting them backwards in the sleeve, saying this is totally a proxy, and boom, Senseless Dividing Top, but the tournament's already started. It's not worth kicking you out. I don't know. Full art basics are so cool. Swans, but it's just a request. Nice. Any bug decks? I believe that there are some out there. Let's see here. Death and taxes, because you'll never change. Hey, I dig that. What do we want to see? TJ with just the vest and tie on. That's what I'm wearing right now, a vest and a tie. Got you covered, 90% vegan. Can we get Punishing Jund on camera? I'm not sure if we have it in the room, but if we do, I can try. Did I get your whisper? Oh, wait, that's not to me. Hey, neat. What have you been playing in Legacy? 59 Proxy Storm. The only thing not proxied is an island. Nice. I dig it. Dig it. I hope you've been enjoying Storm. The deck looks sweet. Yes, I know, but that's okay. I deflected from it. We try to be a family-friendly stream. Let's see. Something you'll sort out on your computer. What's up, Sean? Bruce Ba, the magic guy, on the road, but you had the stream on audio-only mode. It's too bad that you can't see the beautiful face, TJ. Thanks, Bruce Ba. It's good to see you as well. Congratulations on being an affiliate. It was a lot of fun being able to drop some cheers into your stream, and it was a lot of fun just being able to hang out there as always. It's always a fun way to do it. Oh, and also, Doro says, hi, Sean. I got that one right now. One of your friends has a full Storm list, but no basics. Ooh. So he proxied only basics. And you were very angry. Oh, nice. That's great. Your Modern Storm deck, you have one proxy, and it says Arabian Nights Mountain. That's hilarious. When I was in San Antonio, I looked very closely at some Arabian Nights Mountains. I really, really, really considered it. I was so close to it, but then I just ended up backing out. Because I don't tend to, like, really, bullying out decks very often. It's not something that I do. I'd rather just play functional cards and cast them. Because that's fun. I like playing Magic. I just don't do it very often. Either way, round 4 coming up soon. Hello to everybody who's joining. There's about 170 of you here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you're having a good old-fashioned time. If you're brand new to the stream, hit that follow button. Be sure to hit that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. We like doing this every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You can join us here. Plus. Keep your ears, eyes, knees, and toes open, because coming up in May and in June, we're going to be having two Grand Prix trials, and they will be Legacy. Legacy Grand Prix trials for GP Vegas will be happening here at Geek Fortress in the coming months. Keep your ears open on when you can catch that stream. Yes. I don't know what we're yesing, Vogue, but I do love that we are. Thanks, TJ. I dropped the biggest cheers. Hey, I was having fun with it. I've been trying to, like, with the affiliate program rolling out, in general, the Magic streams have historically, from what I've seen, not been very big on using cheers. I'm not sure if that's all of Twitch or just Magic Twitch. But with the affiliate program rolling out, I'd like it to become more normal so that the people in that affiliate program actually see the benefits of it. As well as just partners, can get the benefit as well. So I figure, what better way to try and encourage, like, people actually using cheers and using those bits to, like, celebrate moments in chat or whatever, what have you. It's all just a different way to support the stream and have fun. I've been trying to, if you're gonna make a change yourself, right? And so Michael Jackson, said it in a song. So I've been trying to use more cheers in chat. So when I go to a chat and they're affiliated, I try and use them. Also, while we're there, thank you so much, Dragon Venom MTG, subbing with Twitch Prime. And please remind me if I'm wrong, but Dragon Venom MTG, didn't you recently... was it that you donated before you followed, and then now you're subbing? Thank you so much. You've got access to those emotes. You might have to refresh to have it show up here as there'll be lightning, get to do all kinds of stuff. But thank you so much for the support. It's awesome having you here. My favorite Amonkhet card. Ooh, that is a tricky one. I'm not entirely sure what my favorite Amonkhet card is yet. Let's say. I don't know. What is my favorite Amonkhet card? That's a tricky question. Asking the big questions, aren't ya? I guess the Cat Lord's pretty neat. The gods are all really cool. I like that they put Chain Lightning as an invocation. That's pretty cool. Harsh Mentor is a cool design. I really like the design of Harsh Mentor. I think As Foretold is a cool design. Glorybringer, super sweet. It's like the third best dragon ever. Maybe. I don't want to say it's the second best. Stormbreath and Thundermaw are so good, but it's like the third best dragon printed. Like, it's real good. Like, Glorybringer's real good. I don't know. Huh. Soulscar Mage, also cool. Yeah, they printed some cool cards. I like the Aftermath cards. I think that's a really cool, sweet design. You like the Naga Oracle, just a sweet, efficient card. Yeah, you start putting some fetches in that, and suddenly you've got basically a Ponder. Basically a Ponder. Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's a 2/4 for 4, which already that's pretty on rate. There's not a whole lot of 4-mana creatures that just straight up beat a 2/4 for 4, but then you also get to rearrange the library and get it set for the next turns, especially when you have a set that includes like cycling and you can start setting up your turns that way. I think that there's a lot of benefit to that card. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Cool. So, we're getting ready. We're on turns. One last match still going, and we're going to get ready for round 4. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thanks for having fun. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for asking questions, jumping into that chat. We're just listening, hearing with your heart, your mind, and, of course, your brain, which, of course, is a little bit different than your mind because there's mind's desire, but then, of course, there is brain maggot, which are still kind of the same. Whatever. It's actually Mills cards. No need to shuffle it. Oh, you're right. It puts them into the graveyard. You're totally right. I was totally wrong. That card's even better than I thought. Yeah, that card's great. Real solid and limited. Real solid. And then there's the Brainstorm. Yeah, Brainstorm's good. Brainstorm's a pretty good card. I heard that once from someone. I was walking down the street and they were holding a sign on the corner and it said Brainstorm's a good card, and I was like, yeah.
Brainstorm is a pretty good card.
Yeah, it is. Looks like Colin's opening the door and we're gonna have some information. And it looks like it's gonna be Dylan who's dropping some knowledge bombs on us. Hi. Do I think the Harsh Mentor is sideboard viable for burn? In Legacy, maybe, but less likely with Top gone. In Modern, also even less likely, but also. Top already banned tonight? Yes, it is. Best deck in Legacy now is Grixis Delver, but that's totally subjective. Time will tell. What? Reanimator? I mean, Storm got a boost, like Bug decks got a boost. I don't know.
Alright, you have Logan playing Tez.
Is he facing the wall?
He is on the wall.
He is on the wall.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Foiled Tez, I should point out.
Okay, and on the other side.
Foiled Tez, you have Dylan Falk.
Nice.
He is playing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's playing my deck.
Okay.
Yes, we have a fun matchup.
So,
This is a fun matchup.
this is actually pretty cool. How do you feel? So, have you played this matchup?
Yes, quite a bit.
How do you feel about it?
It's a lot better since Logan removed the main board Leylines of the Void.
Oh,
that
those
was
are
really
out.
annoying. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say those were real good for a long time.
Yeah, but he still runs main board Chalices, which can be a very frustrating, and Jace, which can be very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting now because, so we'll talk. We'll spit some game here for a second.
All right, let's head on down. We'll head on down, then we'll
Head
talk.
on down. Sure.
Whoop, wrong button. Got that one down. Okay. So, you know, I feel like it's been a long time, Callie, but I feel like I've seen you in here before asking the same question. Feel like I've seen you asking that same question.
Apologies.
Do you prefer black-red or black-blue Reanimator?
Black blue.
Why?
That's why I play it. Black red is too fragile.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Every now and then someone shows up and asks that question.
Yeah. Black red is definitely more all in. Blue plays blue, and blue is very good in Legacy, unlike in Modern, where blue is not like super good. So to go
Blue's
back,
better than people give it credit for.
is it better in red?
Debatable right now.
In what, Modern or Legacy?
Modern.
Oh,
Probably red's a little bit better.
yeah. it's
In
like-
Legacy, blue is just straight up best.
Yes, and that's kind of why. Brainstorm is. There's a reason why Brainstorm is like never, ever, ever, ever going to see any play. That's the worst right there.
Well, I think Dylan may have just lost unless he can go.
No, you can still play around it very well.
Like you can just either potentially discard, or you could. You're running Collective Brutality, yes?
Yes.
So Collective Brutality, and he does have the Exhume in hand.
Yep.
So he still does have potential wins. He just needs to get a.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. No, Chalice on 1 is definitely not nearly as detrimental as it used to be.
Yeah.
Because now you can collect your brutality, you can pitch the creature, you get 2 effects, you get to drain them for 2, and also you get to look at their hand. Take out any sort of like counter magic or whatever. Which this deck I don't think plays a lot. I think he's gonna whiff actually.
No, but we've got next turn Tezzeret, or probably the Jace.
Yeah.
Is probably the play, just so we can try and get into a Force of Will.
Yeah. Well, the Jace will be very good because Jace will bounce Grizzlebrand.
Yeah, but Dylan will draw 7 cards.
Draw 7 cards is also really good. So yeah, you have a lot of different things that you can do. But going back to it, so this is my deck. I've changed it up a little bit, and it plays red instead of green now. And he has 2 Pyroblast in his sideboard. That will be a very good card in this matchup.
So you're no longer running the Arcpig.
No, he is still in there actually. Still,
Okay, good.
he's still in there.
Arcpig is so good.
Arcpig is very good, but yeah, the 2 Pyroblasts is going to be huge. And now there's 1 main board show and tell.
Really?
So gets around that Chalice on 1 is not nearly as like.
Surgicals got popular for a bit too.
Yeah, Surgical's very, very obnoxious as well. So
in the main deck though, what's the cause for that?
cause for which one?
The
Show and
Show and
tell?
Tell, yeah.
Mostly it is another blue card that gets around Deathray Shaman. I haven't since I haven't.
As Deathray Shaman becomes the king of the format.
Yeah, Deathray. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So, and I have not had a chance to play this deck a lot yet with the new additions, but I'm assuming that Show and Tell is going to be very strong.
How unusual that Logan went for the Tezzeret and not the Jace.
Well, I don't
Because
know.
it means that Dylan can now draw 7 and potentially get into a Force of Will to take down the Jace.
He actually also already has a Force of Will in
Oh,
hand.
does he?
Yeah, so I think this is going to be a really favorable matchup for Dylan at this point.
I think Dylan just took this game.
Yeah, this is going to be really good. You play around the Chalice on 1. You know your opponent doesn't have counter magic. Well, you mostly know. Oh, he's going to shoot and draw 7 right now, looks like.
Well, because by going in the main phase, I think he's
he
intending
should
to
be at,
discard another creature.
He should be 11 from the double fetch. Hey, Dylan. So you're at 11 from the double fetch.
And,
I apologize.
he's
I
actually-
apologize. He's right.
He gained 2
He
life.
gained the 2 life back.
Yep. Because now, if he's got a creature in hand, he can discard it. Where did the name Check Pile come from? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. That was my bad. I forgot he did the Collective Brutality. I didn't actually know which 2 modes he chose, but they were the only 2 possible ones, so it makes sense.
And we're gonna sack the Hapless Researcher. And normally you only sack that if you have a game plan.
Wait. I think he just got countered.
Oh,
from
by the
Chalice.
Chalice.
Yeah, I think he just played it just to get it out of his hand.
Sure.
Now he's discarding. Now he's at 12.
3
Yeah, this
Hapless.
is,
I love that you're on the Hapless Researchers, by the way.
yeah. That
I
that
thought-
has definitely shown it's like why it's so good. Against Dredge, it is king.
Straight fire.
Yeah, and
Block.
also Liliana, good Liliana protection too, because most of the time your opponents are not going to burn a kill spell
Mhm.
on Hapless Researcher. And here it comes down to force. Yeah, Logan is in some real trouble now. So they both go to 11. The Ancient Tomb hits him 2 damage. So yeah,
And also, I believe the Arcpig was kind of a Chase Hansen innovation as well. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's super common yet.
no, that's a
Should be, though.
yeah,
If you play Blue-Black Reanimator, Arcpig, and Hapless Researcher.
yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of why I think blue is so much better. I feel like
Is that
the
a Chalice on 0?
I don't know what he did there. I think he did it on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
it's-
would you play a Chalice on 0? Maybe it's to try and prepare for a bridge, but I don't... There's no 0 drops in the deck,
It
right?
does, yeah, and it doesn't matter if you got 4 cards in hand or 2 cards in hand against Grizzlebrand.
Yeah. Man, Archetype Endurance pretty good against Karakas, I was told.
Also, yeah.
And Swords.
Yep, Swords is
Jace
really
minuses.
good. The main thing was, yeah, and Swords is still, like, the only card that really gets around it now was Terminus, which is now not being played anymore, and then Council's Judgment. Some decks play Council's Judgment, but for the most part, yeah, no, it's very good now. And actually, talking to Chase, he actually removed it from his deck for a little while to kind of see if it's going to be impactful or not. And
Is he back on it?
no, not yet. Well, I'm not sure yet, but he did put in Grave Titan, which just makes me real
Classic.
happy.
Grave
Makes
Titan's
me
great.
real happy because it beats down all the fair decks.
And you were on that for a bit too.
Yes, I was on Grave Titan big time because I was a huge fan of the fact that Grave Titan, even if you were playing against like a deck like lands or anything that can untap or whatever, kind of lock you down, you still get the dudes, and you still get the dudes and just flood it. So,
El Moat, thank you so much for that follow button. No Lotus Petals in the deck.
nope.
For Dylan.
There was a one of, got removed. Just didn't do it. And actually, I don't know. I might put it back in there at some point, maybe, but I just didn't like it.
Let's transform a Jace, discard a Tidespout Tyrant, unearth Exhume.
Yeah.
Or replay an
Yeah,
Exhume.
this thing is way out of control now.
And then just start hitting the Ancient Tomb or hit the mana base.
Yeah, and I don't know what else he's got in there, but I mean, like, he doesn't even need to do any of this. I mean, he just turns sideways.
True.
You are well in control.
And it looks like Dylan just actually going to cast the Exhume.
Yeah.
Doesn't even feel the need to go for the Jace just yet. So we're going to be down to 2 on Logan's side of the battlefield. We are going to go up quite a bit to 16. We did go for a fetch as well.
Oh, that's another thing too. Looking at the chat there, reminded me of playing drop in the green, so there's no more break in the deck. It does make it difficult against sometimes the Chalice decks, but being able to play Pyroblast against decks like Leovold and all those cards, oh man.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Pyroblast is going to be, hopefully the idea would be it really gives you the edge.
Collective Brutality, bounce a card, take a Force Wall. Logan's had enough. Also
Yeah.
just draining life to kill you.
Kill you, yeah.
I mean,
that was
you
yeah.
can do everything.
See, look at that. That gives me so much like happiness to know that your opponent goes turn 1 Chalice on 1 and you throttle them. like it is
A
real
3-for-1. Take a card, right? You take a card, you bounce a permanent, and you kill your opponent.
Yeah.
That's 3 things for 1 card.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like winning the match is one thing, but being able to bounce and take a card as well,
Also, just
very very nice.
straight value.
So Logan's played this matchup quite a bit. Logan and I have played this matchup quite a bit. He's probably played against other people and knows that Leyline of the Voids comes straight in as a 4 of. And the sideboard on Dylan's side is probably going to be the 3 Echoing Truths that are going to be for sure. And he slammed the Pyroblast in there. I don't know if you saw that. But
Yeah, they're sitting there at the front.
yeah. So I think he probably
That's
trying to think what else is in
Batter
there.
Skull. As
Batter
well, I
Skull.
think, coming
Batter
in for
Skull's a good
Logan.
one.
It's either coming in or coming out. Now it's the best time to main deck Containment Priest.
You shut your mouth. That card's very frustrating because that's the one card that you like have actually no interaction with outside of just countering it.
And the show and tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Oh god. Containment Priest can be a very frustrating card because like you just have no ways to kill it. Like, well, I guess that's not true, but you have no ways to get rid of it while it's effect because they're probably only going to flash it in, unless I think the only chance you would have would be. I'm trying to think if like the Izzet Charm, like if you exhume, they flash in Containment Priest.
And
Containment Priest resolves,
And then you
exhume
Izzet
on
Charm.
the stack, and then you Izzet Charm it. Yeah, you gotta really play around it quite a bit, but that's like you're only out against that card. Surgical's also, yeah, Surgical's a, well, we all know what Surgical is.
yep.
Yeah, we all know that card.
It's precise.
Phyrexian mana, I hear it's really, really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't seem like Gitaxian Pro's been making much of a splash in Modern
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, cards that can play in any deck. I don't
Yeah.
even know why it's a color. It should just be all colorless. Play
Yeah.
in every deck.
Boy, that mechanic was so cool in its design, and then, like, it started off as an idea when they originally designed it. They're like, cool, let's make these, and then let's do abilities that can be in any color.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So
And then green's like, oh, what do we get? Noxious Revival and Mutagenic Growth?
blue was like, so we can counter. Like, you mean abilities that any
Yeah.
like
Blue's like, we'll give you this spell that can just counter all of it.
Phyrexian mana was a cool design. All the cards with Phyrexian mana in them, or
Yeah.
like 80% of them were just,
They should
Phyrexian Mana or Dredge, which is stronger?
probably Dredge.
I will say Phyrexian Mana. Free spells are probably always my number one.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Dredge is straight busted, like, in its environment. Phyrexian Mana is inherently busted.
Yeah, I think with the Phyrexian Mana, if they were to do it, they should have definitely made the cards like average. You know, like I don't know. It's kind of funky. Like
Like, you do, like,
I
it
don't
needs
know.
to be abilities that could be on any card if it was overcosted.
Should there have been no 1-drop Phyrexian Manas? You know, it's like
There also should have been. There should have always been a cost other than Phyrexian.
right, like the
Dismember is like a
oh,
great
God.
example.
Ooh, look at that.
Double Leyline.
He knows that.
I mean, at least like the only out is Echoing Truth.
you basically just sit around. Yeah, you wait for that echoing truth.
Hapless Researcher beats. It's gonna happen.
Yep. I can't
Logan
see what
kept
else he's
it-
got. He's got a Jace in his hand. Oh, he's got a Jace.
Foundry and a Force. Will.
Jace Force Thopter Founder. Yeah, he's Logan definitely. That's a good hand.
Crushing it.
Yeah, totally average, right? It only lets 5-color decks or any color play counterspells. Pretty good.
I
Pretty
think in its like. Now I think there are stronger Dredge cards printed than there are Phyrexian Mana cards printed. I don't know. The one Mental Misstep is pretty busted, but
yeah, I mean that kind of is the one that kind of really tilts everything.
I think free spells just take the edge in my mind. Like free spells are always straight up busted.
In any color deck. That's kind of the thing.
That's also a
the
big
fact that you
bust.
can play a blue cantrip, look at your hand, get information in a mono black deck.
Arnell, have a good night. Thanks so much for watching. You're great. That's a pretty cool castle next to your name. Where'd you get it?
Whoa. Castle. So what do we got here? He's.
And is that a value pitch? That's
I
odd.
don't know. That is definitely.
Normally you only pitch if you have a creature to go in, right? Well, I guess that get it. It's
Well,
exiled.
I think he's just digging. I'm not sure what. I don't know if Dylan. I didn't see him quite sideboard. If he did not anticipate the Leyline of the Void, then this game is just over.
Mm-hmm.
If he did not, and that's the really tough part is playing against like some decks and knowing which ones play Leyline of the Void is the really tough part. Because you never know like which one is going to be the decks that, cause since any of them can really run it, but the decks like he can also run it and cast it, so it makes it frustrating.
So, another land from Dylan out on the battlefield. The Dredge cards are pretty bad. It's the rest of the stuff in your graveyard. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I missed that one. Dredge what? Dredge card's pretty bad. The rest of the stuff.
It's the rest of the stuff in your yard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's tough. I'm not sure what Dylan. Like, I'm not sure if he cited in those Echoing Truths, because if he didn't, then this game is just unfortunately just over. Unless he's right now, he's just digging and digging and digging.
How many mana producing lands do you have in the deck? Could he potentially cast Griselbrand?
It'll never get to that point.
But could he?
Yes.
Especially because Logan may have an Urborg.
Yeah. Yes. Technically, you could, but not when you already have the Thopter Sword combo out as well.
But what if Logan forgets that he has that?
That would be new. That would be that'd be a fun new thing. Logan, how do you feel about this combo here? And he's just like, what? That's fun. No,
What? I was just running these cards because they were neat.
yeah. That was about the best hand he can. Oh, he's got the force back up. I forgot about the show and tell. He's reading it. He knows what that card does. And,
Can Dylan get past the Thopter Sword combo though? I don't know.
That's
Like, a Griselbrand is only so good against 40 flyers.
well, he can if he drops Elesh Norn.
Oh,
I can't see what he's got in his hand though.
I don't think
So
it's
he's
an
gonna
Elesh
force
Norn.
it, and he's got
Unless
the
that
force.
very last card in his hand is the Elesh Norn, which
Show and tells.
if the card at the very, very
Resolve.
back is an Elesh Norn,
Jin Kataxis is also pretty good.
that'll find you an Elesh Norn.
That'll definitely that'll make sure it work in your library. That's for sure.
Oh,
The show and tell. See that? Okay, so we were talking about it earlier. I haven't had a chance to play this deck a lot yet, with the show and tell in there,
Uh-huh.
another thing that show and tell being in there is going to be good for. It is actually the good way to. Oh, and there's an Echoing Truth in his hand, so he actually did put Sideboard in the Echoing Truths,
And he just drew it off of
and he
the
drew it in there. Yeah.
Jin-Gitaxias.
And he's already eaten the Force out, and he put in a Thopter Foundry, and I think he's got.
Jason and
see
Tezzeret. And only 3 mana.
He pitched one of them to Force.
And he's gonna lose them.
Yeah. Yep. That is Jin-Gitaxias, in case you're curious of what that creature is. Jin-Gitaxias says at the end of your turn, you draw 7 cards, and your opponent's hand size is reduced to 0.
Jin-Gitaxias is nuts.
Yeah, that card is. The Jin-Gitaxias is very good for when you don't have the life, but you need to draw 7 cards, and you know that you can get away with it for like a turn.
You know, I've played this in EDH.
Yeah, it's. Ooh, I'm sure you didn't make a lot of friends with that one.
Actually, I used to run all the 3 creators that I was allowed, the red, the blue, and the green one. And what I did to just,
Black
because
one's
like,
allowed, isn't it?
well, but I didn't have a commander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for what I did is that the green and the blue one are kind of annoying to play against, and like the game is meant to be fun. So what I did is that I got the boost, but they didn't get the downside.
Yeah.
So they like I had the green, and I was like, my mana doubles up, but you don't have to like keep your land stacked. And I'm gonna have Jin. You can keep your hand, and I'll just draw the 7 because like I was playing them because I thought they were cool cards. I didn't want them to have
Well,
a
they are
miserable
cool
time.
cards.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, unfortunately, they are very cool cards, but your opponents are also going to have a miserable time.
Exactly. So I tried to like I have a huge advantage, but at least you're not miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. Jin-Gitaxias is very, very good. Yeah, so he played it with a show and tell. He show and telled. Logan was forced to force it, and then Dylan had the backup force, so he
And-
played that really well.
Oh, good, but that forces card disadvantage. Whatever will he do after drawing these
Mhm.
7 cards of
Yeah.
distance?
A free 7 cards, and your opponent now has a 0. Like, they're literally in top deck mode at this point. But he does have the Thopter Sword combo out, so
He's got good
But
things happening.
but Dylan has an Echoing Truth in hand, and the Echoing Truth will be.
He could even just take out the Thopter Foundry or the Thopters.
It's I don't know. There's a lot of plays.
He's got tools.
He's got the blockers.
He could use the first one to try and take down the Thopter Foundries to try and get them out of hand. Does Wasteland, and not in the Reanimator deck, right? No land hate.
No land hate.
But if he does have 1 force, he could take down the Thopter Foundries, force one of them, and then he would be able to eventually like draw into another
yeah.
one to hit the ley lines.
I think at this point, what Dylan's really looking for is.
Elish Norn.
I think you go echo. You want to save the Echoing Truth because he can just sack anything that he tries to Echoing Truth, and it just wipes that out. That's an artifact.
Good point.
So you Echoing Truth the ley lines, and then what you're going to try to do, since you can't recast them, is you Echoing Truth that, and then you need to get an Elish Norn in just in one shot, just like a Entomb.
So draw
or
7,
whatever.
hope one of them is an Elish Norn, hold on
Yeah.
to it, and then you end
And
up
then yeah,
Echoing Truth, sack the Hapless Researcher, reanimate.
that'd be a pretty good play. Yeah.
Okay.
I missed that. Doro, you deserve a chuckle for that one. What if Logan forgets to stay in the store? Yeah, what if he just walks out and leaves? What if he just forgets to, like, he doesn't want to breathe anymore? So I say that's fine. Tez can swing for 9 next attack. Yeah, Tez, like, can he? Wait, 9? Oh, 6, 7, I think it's 8. Did he swing for 8?
That's 8.
Yeah, that's 8.
Yep.
That hurts. Thopter says non-token. Oh, Echoing Truth. Okay. That's...
Elish Norn it is.
No, he does have... Oh, here we go.
I mean, that's in his hand. Elish Norn is in his
Yep,
hand.
Elish Norn is in his hand. So Echoing Truth actually just should not be exiled, I don't believe. And a turn... Yeah, Echoing...
He might be saying it doesn't matter, I can't get it back anyway.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, actually, and that's not entirely true. He can't because he has Jace.
true.
So, but yeah, technically, I think it should be. And then, you know what's so great about that? Is Jin-Gitaxias says you don't have a hand size, so end of turn Echoing Truth.
Discard him.
Oh, man. So Dylan's
Has
at
reanimate.
1.
But I don't
He
think it
needs
is
a-
exiled.
No, it should not be exiled, but I'm not going to bother going out there and doing stuff. So Dylan's at 1, Logan's at 24. He's going to...
You could just sack the
Brainstorm.
Hapless Researcher if you want
He's
to.
got an Exhume in hand. So he's good to go with that one.
Logan
so,
doesn't have any creatures in the graveyard.
Yeah.
No, like, Baleful Strix or anything like that.
So we go...
No, I guess it would die anyway, so.
Draw, discard.
And then he would draw a card that he'd have to discard. Hits more, reanimates. Whoa!
And there's the Exhume.
That's gotta be.
Norn comes into play. There goes our Thopters.
One of those Thopters is alive, though.
Yep.
And
It's a
Logan also does have,
0/1
however
Thopter.
much mana he has, that isn't an Ancient Tomb, he does get to gain that much life per turn.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now that it's not his turn, you might just want to mention that Echoing isn't exiled. Just,
I don't know. Last time I went out there, I was wrong. So I'm a little worried.
eh.
I'll tell him.
Okay.
Just to let you, Dylan, the echoing truth shouldn't be exiled.
Okay. Woo.
No,
That.
I don't think Tez punted. I mean, he did most of everything that he should have done. He made all his Thopters and he attacked. He played the ley lines. I think the
It went
show
poorly.
and yeah, I think the show and I mean, I don't. I'm trying to think if there's anything that he could have done differently, but I mean,
So, here's one thing. Dylan has drawn 21 extra cards in this
Right.
match. Can you... He could have swung for lethal, he couldn't have.
he tapped out.
He tapped out to make
He
eight
made. He
Thopters.
was making max dudes every turn. If he would have sacked the second Thopter Founder, I'm pretty sure he tapped out because then he drew the Ancient Tomb. He only had 3 mana. He's only had 3 mana the whole game. The Ancient Tomb come out last. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
I don't think he could have.
I don't know. I give Logan the benefit of the doubt because he's played this deck pretty much most. But I mean, like, you know, people make mistakes and everything. But
It's possible.
I'm pretty sure he did actually tap out and make as many dudes as he could.
It's also 10:40 at night.
Yeah.
And he's a
And
papa.
And
which means that he
Logan's a
sleeps.
new dad, so he doesn't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
So what's he doing here now? I mean, all Logan can really do is gain life.
Which ain't bad. Which ain't bad. It says Norn gives -2.
I know. I was just looking at the fact that that person's
Shadow.
name is very white.
Notably,
Very-
their name is Shadow.
Oh, that's very. That's
So
funny.
I think it doesn't show up.
Who's that? Who is that in chat saying that?
So Dylan might be winning it from 1.
Yep, one
with
life.
beating
Oh,
turn 1
man.
or pre-game Leyline of the Void.
So I mean this is a great reason, and a good example of why blue just feels like the better deck over red when it comes to Reanimator. Because I mean, good luck Reanimator beating a turn 1 Chalice and then game 2 a double Leyline of the Void on turn 0, whatever you want to call it. So
How does the deck make tons of 1/1 Thopters? Well, that's a great question. There's one card there, it's the one that there's 2 copies of, called Thopter Foundry, and it costs blue and then a black-white mana, hybrid. So it's 2 mana. For an artifact which says, pay 1 mana, sacrifice a non-token artifact. Create a blue 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Great. Pay 1, sack an artifact, get a 1/1 flyer. It has to be a non-token artifact, so that's great. But Sword of the Meek is an interesting equipment. Sword of the Meek gives equipped creature +1/+2, but it also has an interesting ability where it says that if Sword of the Meek is in your graveyard and a 1/1 specifically enters your battlefield, right? Then return Sword of the Meek from the graveyard to the battlefield equipped to that creature. So, using the Thopter Foundry, you pay 1 mana to sacrifice the Sword of the Meek itself. It goes to the graveyard. You create a 1/1. The Sword of the Meek sees, hey, check it out, a 1/1. I'm going to go party with that guy. It hops on up to the battlefield, gets on to the Thopter, and it's back on the battlefield. So you sack it again. Boom, you get another 1/1. Bring it back up. So, and then you just keep on going for it. I assume that you're saying yes. So the Thopter's a 0/1. It actually does not come back because he tried sacking the... So I think what happened is that he can't actually make the Thopters, he can't gain life because they're not 1/1s that are coming to the battlefield. Okay. Woo! Can we get Dylan's Reanimator list? I can certainly ask him. I'm sure he has access to it. So Dylan takes it in 2. So this is actually the store owner, Dylan, who is next to me, his deck list. So I'm certain that we might be able to try and get that one. Okay. Well, the sword never sees it. It doesn't see a 1/1 enter the battlefield, so it never actually gets to hang out with it. So the Power Blasts came in, the Echoing Truths came in, and let's head on up to the booth. That was the finals, but there might be more to see. Let's head on up and we'll find out. Hi everybody, my name's TJ, and I found out some information from Coleman about if we have anything else.
There's nothing else.
Okay, information achieved. Well, we're going to be calling it a night, though we're going to do a little bit of talking. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, toss them in while I find out who will be hosting on over to, as we decide to have some more fun in the future, in the world, and in the place that we call this home of
Yes.
Geek Fortress Stream, which I spend a lot of time at, so it basically is at this point for me.
Yeah, and I'm like kind of halfway off the screen right now.
You want to lean in with me? Lean on me when you're not strong.
Now I've got that song stuck in my head.
That's okay. That's a good thing. That's kind of what I wanted because that song's great.
No, it is great.
You know,
Also,
sometimes
hi, everyone.
Hi. Oh, you meant them.
Yeah, also hi to you.
Oh, thank you. It's
No
good
problem.
to see you. Let's see if there's any legacy happening on in the world that I can pass you all on to.
Lost to Infects, thing.
Jeff Hoogan's playing Legacy.
Did get the turn 2-1 game though. That was fun.
Jeff Hoogan's playing Legacy right now.
I see we're also streaming Legacy.
Ooh, let's host Geek
Let's
Fortress.
host us.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I wonder what that would actually do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Hoogan's the only other Legacy player. We might just host on over to Hoogland.
Oh, look at that. He's back to playing Moto again.
He is. He is. I think it's purely just to be testing. But I don't know. I don't know. Hoogland's been good to us.
Yeah, turns out Invigorate, really messed up card. When you play against Infect, yeah, that card's messed up.
Makes Death Shadow surprisingly bad. Like, people have tried running Death Shadow in Legacy, and then they hit,
They just play
they're
against Infect?
Invigorate?
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Got to watch that in San Antonio. I got to watch,
yeah.
I got to watch Todd blow out, or I got to watch Tom blow out Todd. It's like, Todd was playing at Death Shadow, he's like, I'll just play this against Legacy, and Tom,
Yeah,
so
see
Tom,
what happens.
Tom, of course, being the Infect, and I was like, okay. Invigorate. Just immediately plunge them into the graveyard. Win.
Yeah, that's what happened to me is I had like 12 dudes in play but had to pass, and he just went, invigorate. Pendlehaven, pump your blighted agent, 10U.
Gotcha.
What are you gonna do? Sometimes that happens.
That's the way that goes.
Turn 1 thoughts, he's got force.
Hope they Pendlehaven first.
They did in fact Pendlehaven.
That's good.
And they also had Wasteland for my cradle. You know, real things. Again, I don't really mind much because I got to turn 2 someone once.
Just turn 2 force backup things.
Yeah, you know.
Just boss things.
Just things.
Just boss things.
Hashtag.
Hashtag. So, we're going to end up posting on over to the Hoogland because he's the person doing some of that Legacy game, which we all
Yeah, it
like.
looks like there's Through the Breach resolving?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
So, I guess if anybody does have anything, otherwise we'll pass you on over.
Yeah, when you guys get there, mention that we sent you.
Yes, that would actually mean
Yeah.
a lot to us. Just be like Geek Fortress Raid.
Yeah. Just,
DJ says hi. that kind of stuff. Red Baron says hi.
yeah, Red Baron MTG says hi.
That's a good one too. He's actually one of our mods from Play
I
Back When.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that brings us towards the end of the night. We'll be
I
streaming
guess so.
tomorrow for some Modern.
Yeah, in about not very long from now.
No, not actually that long from now. 6:00 p.m. Pacific time.
Mhm.
Until then, be sure to check out the website and follow us on Twitter. I'm at Red Baron MTG. He's
I'm at Slowly Crashing.
exactly. And from all of us here at Geek Fortress, located in Snohomish, Washington, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, you just got to remember that you're a Fortnite.
It's a new one.
I know, Dora came up with it.
Yeah, that's good.
Have a good night, everybody. You're all amazing. Be amazing
Bye.
and continue to be so. We'll see you next time.